watching the Big East Digital Network on Flow Sports, presented by Invesco QQQ, official ETF of the Big East Conference. Welcome to Mason. Sunset at Prasco Park. But the sun has just risen on these two teams because they are in the winner's bracket where you want to be. St. John's and Xavier. The winner moves to championship Saturday in the heavens. The sun shining on the clouds, the drama building as we roll on in the Big East tournament. If the first three games of this championship are any indication, folks, we're in for an all-time finish. This has been an unbelievable start to the tournament. 2 extra inning games after not having won in 6 years, and a walk-off home run yesterday by Jimmy Keenan. As we welcome you to our broadcast booth, everybody, good evening. It's great to have you with us. I'm John Fanta. He is Mike Schmaltz. Mike, let's set the table. Johnny's Musketeers, it's where you want to be. The winner tonight obviously has a leg up. Where do these two teams stand?
Well, St. John's won the regular season series 2-1. St. John's the deeper pitching staff. We asked Mike Hampton about his rotation. He came up with 6 or 7 names right off the top. He said we're having strong years. Mario Pesca is going to be one. He's going to start tonight. Xavier Musketeers a little thinner at pitching. Luke Hoskins is going to go for them.
But the fact is, unlikely heroes can emerge out of a bullpen. Nolan Hughes already did for the Musketeers. They'll give the ball to Luke Hoskins, and you have to think, Mike, they could find some more offense tonight than they did against UConn in the first game.
Well, the Musketeers are known for their hitting. Anderson up at the top of the lineup. Isaac Waxman back from injury. Has some nice pop in his bat.
And they go
in the
up
third spot
against Mario Pesca. 4 1/3 in the regular season against Xavier. 2 earned runs allowed, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, just 3 hits. Mario Pesca, the right-hander, the all-Big East selection.
Pretty formidable start here for the Xavier Musketeers to face the quality of Mario Pesca. See if he can repeat that performance.
First pitch, ball down low from Pesca, a fastball that tops out at 93, a slider, and a changeup.
Johnny likes to work low in the zone, get a lot of ground balls out of Pesca.
6-1 on the year at 2.54 ERA, but you look at the resume of the season, Mike, and Xavier was one of the more successful teams against Pesca.
The Musketeers got him out after 4 1/3.
Bouncing ball hit over to short, ranging to his left, firing for the first down. That's Luke Orban, the shortstop.
There's the first ground ball for Pesca. Got it down in the zone, just like we were told. Pick up a nice, easy first out here to get St. John's settled in.
And let's talk about this Red Storm defense, which has been terrific throughout the season.
See Beauchamp out there in right. Brenza, sort of the heart and soul spiritually for this St. John's Red Storm. Line up there at second base, and that went off the ear hole, perhaps, or it hit the bat.
Looked like he got a piece of the bat.
Yeah, high and tight there for Connor Mish.
That was wacky.
I think it almost grazed his shoulder, went past his shoulder and into the barrel of the bat. We've seen some unique situations here in this tournament.
Yes, we have. Bouncing ball hit to third. Diving stop to his left. Fires to first. Elite defense by Blake Mayberry.
Well hit ball here by Connor Mish. You see Mayberry just laying out over towards the second base side of the bag. Gets up, makes a nice play to first.
And this is what we're talking about with St. John's. Entering this tournament, what makes this team so successful? 13th in all of college baseball with an ERA just over 4. Pesca, the Sunday starter, a 2.54 ERA. This man on the rubber, folks, 14th in the country in ERA. Then you combine all that with this defense, a .977 fielding percentage, sitting in the top 40 in the nation. That's what equals a 35-16-1 record.
Well, Mike Hampton references the baseball triumphant. Great pitching, solid defense, timely hitting, and they've gotten it all so far in this season. We're seeing the great defense. We're seeing some solid pitching here from Pesca to start.
2-1 on Isaac Waxman. Again, Xavier beating Connecticut 3-2. As that breaking pitch is in for a strike, it's 2-2. A 3-2 win. They played the first 5 innings last night, came back to resume at 1 o'clock. We went to extras, tied at 2, and then Jared Cushing was the hero. Swing and a miss. Mario Pesca. Thursday night, Johnny's fever is alive.
Solid, efficient start here for Pesca. Breaking pitch, outside portion of the plate. Swing and a miss for Luxman.
Fresh, warm hot dogs.
When I'm not selling hot dogs, I invest in a fund that advances innovations like robotics.
Fresh, warm hot dogs straight out of my torso. One for you, one for you. Oh, you're a messy one.
Cool, right? So cool.
Anyone can become an agent of innovation with Invesco QQQ, a fund that gives you access to NASDAQ 100 innovations.
Hot dogs. Fresh, warm hot dogs.
Before investing, carefully read and consider fund investment objectives, risk, charges, expenses, and more in prospectus at Invesco.com.
This St. John's offense was relentless yesterday. Mike Schmaltz just never giving in and producing 11 runs. Keenan with the 2-run shot, but we got to bring up some others. Ben Beauchamp had a big 3-run homer in the 8th inning yesterday. And then you talk about the job that Scavelli has done. Garrett Scavelli in that 2 slot, a transfer who has come into this program and been fantastic from top to bottom. They're special, including the Orban brothers there in the back half, and they're going to go up against Luke Hoskins. Tell us about him.
Well, Luke Hoskins has had some inconsistency in his performances. We'll give you an example. April the 5th against Connecticut, 8 innings, 5 hits, 1-run baseball. He comes back against St. John's the end of the month, 3 2/3, 6 hits, 4 runs. 2 of them were unearned, however. Then it was 4 innings against Butler, and an inning and 2/3 against Georgetown, 7 hits, 8 runs. His last outing was last weekend. He went 6 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned against Villanova in that series that Xavier's lost. So Billy O'Connor tonight looking for the April 5th version of Luke Hoskins.
We'll see which version of Hoskins shows up. Let's take a look at the Xavier defense. And for the Musketeers, Matt Dupre is such a rock behind the dish, but they needed some big-time plays to beat UConn.
Luke Hammond made some great plays down at third in that game. Very strong up the middle. Stevenson, the veteran, Cushing, the veteran, Aiden Anderson, a lot of speed out there in center. Of course, behind the plate, Matthew Dupre directing this Musketeer lineup defensively.
It is Jackson Tucker. Speaking of defense, this guy made a SportsCenter play yesterday at the wall, taking 3 runs off the board.
I talked to the St. John's crew, and that was out near a little notch in the wall, and it kind of threw him off, and he went up there and made that play. Maybe jumped a little bit prematurely, thought he was closer to the wall than he was.
I'll show that to you at some point. 72 degrees. Beautiful night. And it's in there, 1-2. Here's that catch from yesterday, Mike.
See him measure up the wall, sort of had to put the hand out. Great catch. That's championship baseball.
Yes, it is. Bouncing ball hit to third. Luke Hammond fires. Oh, an early mistake here at first base. Matt McCormick could not reel it in. And St. John's has their leadoff man aboard.
Yeah, just a little short hop here, and Matt McCormick maybe caught in between hops. Let's take a look. Pretty clean throw, maybe took a little bit off it, but looks like definitely something McCormick could have handled. Got into a little life early.
Well, and Tucker is a real threat at first, 18-25 in stolen bags. A little bit low. This is Garrett Scavelli, 324 now on the year, 61 hits. That's good for second on the Johnnies. Inside. This guy played for Malloy College. Malloy in Division II, ECC Player of the Year, first team, all conference and all region. Started his career at New York Tech and then ended up at Malloy, And now at St. John's, he's an all Big East first-team selection.
He's in a group we talked to Mike Hampton about that had come in here and really hadn't played a full D1 college season. And he had him out there, and they had that great outing to open up the season down in Florida, able to gain a victory there. Had the second and third games of that series rained out, but they knew they had something they thought they could build on here in this season. They're at 35 wins as we come into tonight, but Scavelli, one of those players in that mix that really has stepped up and taken advantage of this opportunity this season.
And a 2-home-run game against UConn earlier this year, did Scavelli. Just a remarkable rise. 5 home runs. That's tied for third on the club. You want to talk about leveling up and rising the occasion. That's what this guy has done. Hoskins is trying to find that outside corner, Mike, but he's behind 3-1, and you said it. There's 2 versions of Hoskins. His defense didn't help him, but you don't want to now put Blake Mayberry and Jimmy Keenan up at the dish in the first inning with men already on.
And a lot of momentum here with the St. John's offense after that 11-9 victory over Georgetown yesterday. 9 hits for the Johnnies. They scored 7 in the final 3 innings.
It's a walk for Scavelli. First and second with nobody out.
See if Luke Hoskins can settle back in here for the Xavier Musketeers. In his last outing, roughed up a little bit by the Villanova Wildcats. I wonder about his confidence level coming into this start. High leverage situation, and he's got 2 on early.
Curveball inside. He's having issues with his command.
Billy O'Connor told us yesterday they had to throw everything at that first game to try to get the victory and try to scratch one out here again tonight. Alex Farrell went 5 innings for the Musketeers. He was a middle and short reliever. Jonathan Kelly, the other long inning pitcher for the Musketeers, went 3 in that game. He pitched today. Vera pitched last night. And Nolan Hughes, the big fastball pitcher, went 2 2/3. So you wonder if any of those are available. Maybe Landon could come in for the Musketeers. But he had an MRI prior to this tournament. He just won a 1/3 of an inning today and threw 4 pitches.
How does Xavier manage this right now? They got to get through this jam. Hoskins struggling, 2-1, swung on and missed. That was a really nice off-speed pitch from Hoskins.
Nice comebacker there, and that'll establish a little confidence for Luke Hoskins. Got that low in the zone. Good for him visually to see a swing and miss against Mayberry, hitting .341.
Xavier using 4 pitchers to beat Connecticut, but as we said, Mike, you got to get into the winner's bracket of this championship, really, if you're going to have a shot to claim the title. Not saying that you can't, that it's impossible. It just becomes 10 times harder. You can't get to this unless you take game 1. They did that, but now Hoskins in a heap of trouble here in the first. And a 3-2 count on Blake Mayberry.
A lot of Red Storm fans out there making some noise, as is the Red Storm dugout. Look at him up on a rail.
Oh, that dugout is active, and Blake Mayberry trying to deliver again. He did yesterday. Runners take off. Mayberry swings and drives one out to center field. Everybody's got to track back. Throw to second, not in time, but there's one away.
Big out there for the Musketeers. Get them settled in. A little confidence builder there for Luke Hoskins. Albeit a fairly deep fly ball, he gets a contact out.
Which brings up the man who won it for St. John's yesterday, Jimmy Keenan.
It's been part of the fun here for Mike Hampton coaching this edition of this Red Storm team. Is said anybody can step up at any point. We don't have one player carrying us through this season. Jimmy Keenan is certainly among that group, and he delivered yesterday. to right center field.
Second career walk-off for Keenan. Whoa! That one goes to the backstop. Runners at second and third. And do you want to give this man a chance to hit one to Queens?
Man, no doubter. Over the scoreboard even.
You know, they say the ball flies out of here, but look.
Those are legitimate shots in a lot of places.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. You said it. 1-0. Chopper. This will score a run. Keenan does his job. Fire back to third. Runner is there, but Tucker comes in to score and give Jimmy Keenan his 52nd run batted in.
Give St. John's a little credit there. Take advantage of the wild pitch. Red Storm got the extra bases, got the runner in position. That ball likely had a chance to be a double play if Luke Hoskins doesn't throw the wild pitch.
And it's a great point. That is a great point. Here comes Marty Higgins. Marty Higgins had 3 runs batted in each of St. John's wins over Xavier in the regular season. So this is a guy who's been a Musketeer killer.
And that's got to be confidence as well for St. John's, and Marty Higgins standing in here going, I know I can hit these guys.
And now Higgins hits one in the air to left center field, ranging back to the track. That one falls. Marty Higgins goes to the deepest part of the yard with a 2-out RBI double. 2-0 Johnnies.
It's an interesting shot there. You saw the Musketeers somewhat misjudge it. This ball driven pretty well, but it looked like Xavier was tracking it. Then it falls in between the Musketeers out on the warning track. See Aiden Anderson there in center. And Connor Mish out there in left. I don't know if that was misjudged due to the sky, maybe the lighting. There's another pitch that gets by Matthew Dupre, and Luke Hoskins digging a hole here early for these Musketeers.
He said there are versions of Hoskins. This has not been the start you want, but at the end of the day, we both know this, Mike. If Xavier's winning in this tournament, they're going to be in offensive-oriented games. Long way to go, but tough start.
You don't want to try to make it a softball game.
Although
we've shown that the Red Storm can slug right along with them.
Well, we've had a 20-run game and a 19-run game in this championship. Also a 3-2. Of course, ironically, Xavier won that one.
Yeah, missed a little high there with the breaking pitch. Yeah, John, I'm going to give you Prascomonium for the name for this tournament. Hashtag it.
Prascomonium. Straight from you.
Let's go.
0 for 3. It's Orban. Yesterday takes a strike. Paul Orban 0 for 3. His brother, yes, the Orban brothers. Paul is a senior. Luke is a sophomore. Luke, who's more the Energizer Bunny. Paul's this competitor, game face. Luke had a home run yesterday. And now Paul lines this one into right center field for another 2-out knock. The Orban show begins. 3-0 St. John's.
St. John's certainly feeling the momentum, and Luke Hoskins leaving balls out over the plate in drivable positions, and the Johnnies teeing off. That one up right at the letters. Solid single, RBI, and the Johnnies got a 3-spot on the board and still going here in the first.
Which brings up Ben Beauchamp, who squares to bunt, and that's foul.
Beauchamp 296 for the season, 36 RBI here for the Red Storm. 16 doubles. A little power in that bat. Look at the Johnnies still up on the rail, looking for more here in the first.
Beauchamp yesterday, a huge 3-run shot that gave St. John's a 9-8 lead. That was the moment, Mike, where you felt like maybe St. John's just destined to win this game. Because at that point, after Javi Castro had homered in the top half of the inning, you thought Georgetown sees the momentum in this game.
But momentum can change very quickly here at Prasco Park, as we're aware, in the Big East Championship.
Hence Prascomonium.
Prascomonium.
Hoskins, not only is he struggling to find the zone, but he's having a tough time when you're lacking command of getting a call. He's at 28 pitches now on this next pitch to Beauchamp. Beauchamp, the senior right fielder, just shy of 300 on the year.
Gonna throw over there to first. So Hoskins has come back after he's missed high, a couple nice breaking pitches low in the zone to pick up a couple of strikes.
They pitch out, fire to first.
Xavier's had some success there with the back pick this season. Matthew Dupre, a very accurate thrower.
Hoskins went 3 2/3 against the Red Storm in the regular season, gave up 2 earned, 6 hits, but only 2 of the 4 that he gave up were earned, 2 strikeouts, and he threw 59 pitches in that outing. He's going to be at 30 at least in this outing. And as you brought up so eloquently before, Alex Vera and Jonathan Kelly both pitching in game 1 of this tournament, combined 8 innings, and Nolan Hughes 2 2/3. Now this ball is driven in the air out towards right, ranging over to it and making the catch is Carter Hendrickson. Nothing new for Xavier. They know they've got to score with where their pitching staff is, so they'll have to battle back and play from behind. But the Red Storm, that's tonight's forecast in Mason. 3-0 Giants.
St. John's University is a Catholic and Vincentian university that elevates you personally and professionally. With a diverse learning community committed to service in New York City, across the country, and around the globe. And alumni partners and employers invested in your potential and future success. Fuel your passions. Find your purpose at St. John's. Education that elevates.
In the world of athletes, where every move counts, setbacks can feel like a mountain to climb. At Rothman Orthopedics, our team of top-notch orthopedic experts are here to get you back to doing what you love, because we specialize in you. We're not just about recovery, we're about rewriting your story. With specialized physicians and unwavering support, we help you rise above adversity. Rothman Orthopedics, the official orthopedic provider of athletes.
Welcome back to Prasco Park. St. John's leading Xavier 3-0. And when I talked with head coach Mike Hampton for St. John's, reminding him that his team has had the most time to rest in this tournament so far after winning game 1 over Georgetown, he laughed and said, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but he anticipated this game beating Georgetown and playing Xavier. He told me that we just have to go play our game of baseball. It might be boring. When we get into trouble is when we're trying to be something that we're not. The Johnnies win over Georgetown yesterday marks the first postseason victory under the direction of Hampton, and the Red Storm still on the hunt, guys, for their first Big East Championship game berth since 2018. John.
Thank you, Casey. It really is amazing the job that Mike Hampton and his staff have done this season. It's why they got the Big East Coaching Staff of the Year award. And there's Jackson Tucker with the grab.
Hey, go ahead, have one.
And here's how Mike Hampton learned he was Coach of the Year.
I think we got one more. Mike Hampton and the St. John's baseball staff coaches of the year.
Good.
That is pretty awesome.
It's got to be a great moment when your players inform you that you are Coach of the Year. They got a great bond with this group. You said it's a fun group to coach. A good baseball guy, was with Ed Blankmeyer for all the success that St. John's had through the years here. in the Big East Conference, and they were dominating, John. There were a lot of 40-win seasons in there. Before Mike Hampton, that he was a part of, took over the program. 6th in the conference the last 3 years, and then a breakthrough season this year to get back to the tournament. And to get back with 35 victories now.
It really is special.
So now, John, with a 3-run lead, you would think that Pesca can just kind of wind and fire and come really right after these Musketeers.
That's what you would think. We'll see if he's able to deliver that way. Just an ERA at 2.54 ERA. Amazing the season that this kid has had.
And he has help behind him, too. Lockdown, Louis Marinero just went an inning in the 3rd. Tim Cunningham went an inning in the 3rd. Boyle went an inning in the 3rd.
That's a line drive and a base hit off the bat of Matt McCormick. It's a 1-out single for the senior first baseman.
There's a little light for the Musketeers. Matt McCormick, solid contact hitter. Ball low in the zone. Went down to get it, ripped it right out there with his big forearms. Musketeers, they 1 on with 1 down. Brings Carter Hendrickson to the plate for Xavier.
The right field, the junior hitting .304 on the year. Off speed, outside low.
Hendrickson 1 for 4 earlier today against Connecticut.
Can Xavier respond? We know the answer to that question. If you watch this tournament, you're well aware that they can. That is smashed foul.
Timed that one up well, just a little bit out in front.
Again, this is the winner's bracket game, so the loser's not eliminated. They'll play Georgetown tomorrow, game time scheduled for 4 o'clock. That one is fair. And Xavier's in business. Back-to-back singles with 1 out here in the 2nd.
You mentioned the resilience in this Musketeer team. We get 2 hits here, another solid rip here from Carter Hendrickson. Just right through Orban and Mayberry there.
And so now the Musketeers in business, and here comes Luke Hammond.
Hammond 1 for 3 with an RBI earlier today.
Good breaking pitch, just a little bit up.
So Pesca running into a little rough spot for the first time.
That one outside and low. Well, you just, it sums it up, does it not? That in this tournament, expect the unexpected. Pesca was automatic in the 1st. He gets a 3-0 lead. Normally that means a top-tier pitcher is going to be able to start shoving. In this ballpark, things happen. It's never over. It's so early in the night.
Picked up a strike there.
But now it's 3-1.
Here's another element of this Xavier lineup. They have put together some patient at-bats when they've needed them. You see a lot of aggressive first pitch swinging at times, but the Musketeers really in situations where they need it will try to go deeper into the count. They're doing a nice job here with Luke Hammond. Hammond defends there, able to foul that back. Counts full.
Big spot here for Pesca. Fouled off again. Great at bat here by Luke Hammond.
Yeah, good movement there on that breaking pitch, and Hammond able to reach out, knock it back to the screen.
Two on, 1 out. Here's your payoff pitch. Ball 4, they're loaded for the Musketeers.
Wonderful at bat there for Luke Hammond to work the walk. Got behind in the count early. See some young fans here with the Cincinnati Reds on. They're not necessarily rooting for the Red Storm.
They are not rooting for the Red Storm.
So now a visit here for Pesca.
After a machine-like first inning, Pesca having issues here, and going to talk with George Brown. Mike, he's just having issues with command right now.
It's just a chance here to remind Pesca, look, we've got the 3-run lead. We've got a very solid defense, one of the best in the country. You can pitch to contact, and while these Musketeers have some power throughout this lineup, you're working here against the bottom of the lineup. You don't want to give away free bases.
This Xavier program has had so much success in this tournament. Think about this, folks. Every time they've made the Big East tournament, they've made it to the championship game.
Trying to go 8 for 10 here this year. How about that? Look at runner-up 3 times. 4-time champions last year. First time for Billy O'Connor as the head coach, but he was involved in all the others as an assistant to Scott Googans. And Pesca misses here after the visit. Matthew Dupre, veteran hitter here for the Musketeers. Dupre's drawn 30 walks so far this season against 44 strikeouts. He's driven in 19.
3 home runs for Dupre on the year. That one is flared. It's going to drop. 1 run is in. They will hold the runner at third, but Matt Dupre just off the end of the bat cuts it to 3-1.
Veteran at bat there for the Xavier Musketeers. Dupre reaches out, just gets enough of it to knock it out over Brienza there at second base. Pretty solid single out there into right. And Beauchamp had no chance to come in and try to catch that in the air. Joey Bellini, third base coach for the Xavier Musketeers, holds up the runner.
As this
one down, you don't want to get that second out trying to score and make this a 1-run game.
Grant Stevenson, the senior. Just a 189 hitter.
Yeah, Stevenson hasn't had his best offensive year here for the Xavier Musketeers. Hitting the high 200s last year. Jake Lambden, the freshman, came in late in the season, took over that starting shortstop spot. And Lambden pitched a bit as well coming down the stretch as the Musketeers were thin in the bullpen. Stevenson a chance here to deliver again in the championship tournament.
Fouled off. A senior in Stevenson, an All-Big East second teamer last year. And a guy, as you said, maybe hasn't had the best year with the bat, but he's still experienced. That's what Billy O'Connor talked with us about. Lean on that experience. It can take us places. And now Pesca, with nowhere to put him, has a huge 3-2 pitch coming. Because, Mike, if you want to get somebody out here, it figures to be Stevenson at 189. If not, it's Aiden Anderson on deck. He's one of the best in runs batted in. Smashed, just foul. They are on him right now, though.
A great contact there for Grant Stevenson. He will deliver a veteran at bat here for the Musketeers. Stevenson last year, 236. 10 doubles in that mix.
Payoff. Line drive, base hit. 1 run is in. Hammond's counter out third. Here's the throw. It's in time. He beat the tag. Tied. Luke Hammond beat the tag. And Stevenson is clutch.
We might get a review here, maybe of this play at home. Throw is definitely on time and close, but what a veteran at bat here for Grant Stevenson. Stuck with it. Got a pitch he could drive. Let's take a look. I agree, John. I think he's safe.
They will review it. Home plate umpire Manny Gonzalez made the call. You be the judge. Ooh, it is that close.
The reason I say safe is you see Jimmy Keenan kind of tagged him up around the bicep, which means your hand and your elbow are out in front of you.
Either it's 2 outs in a 3-2 game or 1 out in a 3-3 game. Does the hand get there? I think he's in. I'm with you.
Right there. Looks a lot closer here from this angle, but that high home shot definitely looks like he's under. Yeah, you can even see it right there.
You know, it's interesting where Keenan reaches the glove, it's almost over the arm.
Right, up on the bicep.
We say it stands. It does.
There it is.
Hey, that's a heck of a
Great
call.
call, John Fanta.
That's a heck of a call by Manny Gonzalez, the home plate umpire.
That was tight play. Good throw. Coming out of left field from Scavelli. And now the Musketeers with some life. But what a great feeling there for Grant Stevenson, struggling throughout the season. About 100 points lower than he was last year, and he delivers in a big spot here. So Musketeers getting that 3-run home. So again, John, just as this went with the UConn Huskies, it's punch, counter punch. And Xavier comes up with a big one.
Buckle up.
Still only 1 down.
In the top of the 2nd inning.
And now you're back to the top of the lineup.
Curveball, Uncle Charlie for a strike to Aiden Anderson, who grounded out to short his first time out.
Anderson, the home run leader here for the Musketeers. Let's set that table, but 46 RBI this season. He's just 189, though, with runners in position.
Another curveball, that one just off the plate. So St. John striking for 3 in the bottom of the 1st. Luke Hoskins couldn't find it. But then Xavier says, we'll pick you up, righty. Skied on the infield. And tracking it in the lights.
Yeah, that
Blake
was an infield.
Mayberry, and it's an infield fly rule regardless.
Either way.
That being said, it does show you folks, we'll alert you now, things are getting weirder as night goes on. It's a little bit challenging now this time of night to find everything. If we get a ball in the shallow outfield, remember that we said it.
And we saw that funky little mix-up there between Connor Mish, Xavier's left fielder, and Aiden Anderson there in center on that ball driven to the gap, which looked like they had well tracked, and then the next moment it's on the warning track and down.
George Brown just came out to say something to Jimmy Keenan. 2 outs now in a 3-3 game, and here is the All-Big East selection, Connor Mish.
Yeah, Mish has had a fantastic season here for the Musketeers. Driven in 22, 277, with 11 doubles.
Check swing, did not go. This guy, Billy O'Connor, so complimentary of him in the way that he's just bought into everything that they put down. I mean, Mike, just a sophomore, you land on All Big East. Anybody that's an underclassman in this league that's doing that, you've got to be doing something really, really right.
And we talked to some of these St. John's players yesterday prior to the start of the tournament, and they were talking about the players in this league. He said a lot of the players in this league were passed over by the bigger schools. A lot of them play with that tough, hard-nosed chip on their shoulder, and Connor Mish certainly one of them.
Mish in the tournament opener for Xavier against UConn. A 3-2 Musketeers win in 11. He did go 0 for 4, so he's without a hit in this tournament. A 4-pitch walk. That is not like Mario Pesca, who has now walked 2. He entered this game having walked 33 in close to 68 innings worked.
Yeah, and after that very efficient first inning, now the pitch count up to 30. 17 of them still thrown for strikes, but God, I'm just surprised at the way Mario Pesca has just lost the zone here.
Bizarre. Here's Isaac Waxman. And Waxman was the guy that Billy O'Connor said could be the game changer in this tournament. Now, we really didn't see it in the first game against UConn. He went 0 for 3. He did have a walk. But right now, you don't want to help Pesca out.
No, you don't. And Isaac Waxman has a lot of pop in that bat. Started this season before he was injured. First 17 games, 386, 10 runs scored, 10 RBI, and 4 home runs. He returned in April on the 24th. In 8 games since, he's at 280, but getting back into it.
That's upstairs. What has happened to Mario Pesca?
It's just amazing how it's lost the touch here.
And all Mike Hampton can do is watch. That's a strike.
Yeah, good response there. But you saw that sort of angst look there on Mike Hampton's face in the dugout. He's feeling it a little bit.
3-1.
It's a good rip there from Waxman, got on top of it. So John Waxman hit that ball into the net last night. It ended up being fouled. It was right at the top of the foul pole netting.
Yeah.
Not the foul pole for this field, but the foul pole netting, which is about 5-6 feet outside of the foul pole. So definitely a foul ball, but he got every bit of that. He's a great fastball hitter.
Here's your payoff pitch. Strike 3 called. Mario Pesca bounces back with a big K, but not before Xavier gets 3 runs on 4 hits.
Musketeers with the response in the top of the second inning, 3-3. St. John's coming back. See what they've got left in the tank here for the bottom of the inning.
Now pitching, number 35, Logan Schmidt.
I don't even care if there's school tomorrow. There's no bedtime tonight. We're going to go deep, and I mean deep into the night in Mason, Ohio.
Well, the way this one's going, we just might. We've seen extra innings already once out of the Musketeers today, and now Logan Schmidt's going to get a shot here at this St. John's Red Storm team. You see the robust ERA, but a winning record on the season. 62 in the third. Robust
ERA?
7.22, John. That's a bit robust, for me at least.
Yeah.
Schmidt did have a good outing against St. John's on the 27th. He went 4 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, a strikeout and a walk. So Billy O'Connor looking for a little length here from Logan Schmidt. Rocky start from Luke Hoskins, Xavier starter. And the Musketeers able to even the slate with a big top of the second inning. And Billy O'Connor doesn't want to take the risk of running Hoskins back out there.
So Luke Orban will lead it off here in the second inning. This game started at 8:46. And we're in the bottom of the second inning, and we're already on our third pitcher. Buckle up, folks. You're going to see some crazy stuff tonight.
John, that was the 82nd pitch of the ball game right there.
Oh, my goodness.
Pesca's thrown 51. Hoskins threw 30.
Oh, jeez.
That's why we're a little long here on time.
Yeah. That's all right. We got nowhere to be.
No.
I mean,
we came here to enjoy some baseball. Let's enjoy some baseball.
Absolutely. We do have a game that starts at 4 o'clock tomorrow.
That's plenty of time.
It is. Line drive, base hit. Leadoff single for a guy that is suddenly sizzling, and his name is Luke Orban.
Yeah, doing a great job here at the bottom of the lineup. Just a ball out over the plate, and Logan Schmidt greeted with a leadoff single. Schmidt will throw a four-seamer, a slider, and a changeup.
To the number 9 hitter, Anthony Brienza. Laying down a bunt, it's a perfect bunt. Fielded, thrown to first in time for one away, but Orban advances to second.
John, that's one of my favorite parts of the game, the bunt. I asked Mike Hampton directly about it. I said, do you have some guys that you're confident they'll lay a couple down? He goes, we practice it all the time. Jack Kaiser Stadium, kind of big, kind of cold, and in the spring months, ball doesn't carry all that well sometimes. You got to be able to handle the bat. Brienza perfect there to get the runner in position.
Back to Jackson Tucker. Called a strike on the outside corner. So it's 0-1.
You see these Musketeers just missing high in the zone and just coming out of the pitch early and underneath. It starts to sail on you.
I stand corrected, 2-0 now. It was a outside ball. Luke Orban at second, a 3-3 game here in the second. That breaking pitch is in there.
That was a good
strike.
I think Orban liked it too well, or Tucker.
The 2-1. That's some high heat from Logan Schmidt.
I got Tucker to chase there upstairs.
These two teams meeting in the regular season. And it was St. John's taking the final 2 games of the series at Hayden Field after Xavier took the first one 4-3. So expect drama the way that it went in the regular season. And Schmidt was the starter of game 2 of that series. 4 1/3, no earned runs. He threw it quite well. An excuse me swing by Tucker. And now you're at 3-2.
Good comeback here from Schmidt. Got that off-speed pitch just to throw Tucker's timing off. Get the foul ball. Schmidt's a junior. He's been through a few battles here for the Musketeers.
This ball driven out towards left center field. And that's a really nice sliding catch by Aiden Anderson.
Yeah, tricky play there for Aiden Anderson. And Billy O'Connor again, strong up the middle. Aiden Anderson can cover some ground out there for Xavier. Good communication that time with Mitch over there in left field. Anderson had to come a bit of a way for that. That was sinking pretty quickly and able to pick up a nice out here for his junior pitcher. Anderson locked in, and you get the pop here for the St. John's team, and maybe Xavier playing a little deeper than usual.
Scavelli bounces one back up the middle. Luke Orban rounds third. St. John's retakes the lead.
Yeah, Musketeers had to shift a little bit with Stevenson shading more towards third base. This is just a solid single there from Scavelli. Sent it right through the gap. See where Stevenson was a little bit shaded toward the line. Scavelli finds the hole.
We've now reached the point in this tournament in the 4th game. By the way, nice shot of Paul Frischner eating an ice cream cone behind home plate there. Little jab shot. It's going to land perfectly. Scavelli will round second and head into third. Runners at the corners with 2 down. As Blake Mayberry gets in on the fly.
Another shift there. Cushing, the second baseman, was shaded up the middle, and Mayberry just able to fight one off and get it to an empty spot. See that one jammed him right there on the wrist. And that big hole left open there by Cushing. Easy pickings there from Mayberry. 5 hits now for the Johnnies.
Which means we've got a little visit here with Schmidt, who's been fine in the strike zone.
Yeah, that one not on Schmidt. I mean, made a nice pitch in on the hands, and just well done by Mayberry to fight it off and give it enough to get it out into the short outfield. Players make plays, especially in the championship stage.
And now to the hero from yesterday, Keenan. I'm telling you, if I needed somebody to represent me in the boxing ring or wrestling ring, this would be my selection. This guy just looks like he could hit the weight room and beat anybody in anything. He's a White Plains, New York kid, Iona Prep High School. You're from White Plains, New York. You go to Iona Prep, Mike. That's Sunday sauce. That's tough-nosed, New York-style play. He chose St. John's for its winning tradition. He became part of that yesterday.
Yeah, reestablishing, giving St. John's a little refresh here after missing this tournament last time, 2018.
Two-one. Inside.
Well, we asked Mike Hampton about that as well. He said, you know, the tradition, the graphics, all that success these players have seen the last 3 years on the walls at their facilities as they've been rolling around, getting better, working on their craft, and it's really motivated them. And it's paid off here. And Mike Hampton very happy, very excited for this group to have this opportunity this weekend.
Good heater there from Mogan Schmidt.
Yeah, Schmidt showing a little fight here to get it to 3-2.
At the corners with 2 outs. A flare that's going to drop perfectly because of the shift. Scavelli scores. Mayberry to third. 5-3 Red Storm. Hit them where they ain't.
That almost landed in the exact same spot. And Schmidt again gets one. I want a little more extension for Keenan. Wasn't as bad in on the hands. Keenan might have done a nice job to adjust his swing and guide that over to the hole.
And so now here's Marty Higgins, the senior first baseman. Higgins, RBI double in the first. And now for St. John's, we are in the 2nd inning of this game. And get this, already 6 hits by 6 different Johnnies. Outside. And you have to ask yourself, what game are we on for these 2 teams in the Big East tournament? This is game 2. Xavier, they really did crash the party when they shot UConn. So where do they go with pitching from here? Higgins fouls it off.
That was the $1 million question coming into this tournament for Billy O'Connor, and he admitted to us, look, we're thin. We've had some guys that have been inconsistent. Some guys looking for some answers coming into this tournament. Luke Hoskins was one of them. He got bounced. Logan Schmidt trying to bear down, find the focus.
Inside. Three and one now with Paul Orban, who already has a hit in this game, on deck. Higgins with an RBI double in the first. Swing and a miss, 3-2.
Just looking down some possibilities here for the Xavier Musketeers. Nick Boyle, a starter, still available. He was up against Connecticut earlier today with Luke Hoskins.
Now Higgins bounces one to the left side of the infield. Fielded cleanly, and the throw pick is made. It's a nice pick made by McCormick after the play by Stevenson for out number 3. But St. John's breaks that tie swiftly. Couple of 2-out base knocks. 5-3 Red Storm after 2.
There's a fuller picture to bring into focus. A way to live more truthfully, more faithfully, more mindfully, purposefully, thoughtfully, more fully. Because when you open your eyes, when you look around and take in the full picture, you'll discover this is so much more than you ever thought possible.
Fresh, warm hot dogs.
When I'm not selling hot dogs, I invest in a fund that advances innovations like robotics.
Fresh, warm hot dogs straight out of my torso. One for you, one for you. Oh, you're a messy one.
Cool, right? So cool.
Anyone can become an agent of innovation with Invesco QQQ, a fund that gives you access to NASDAQ 100 innovations.
Hot dogs. Fresh farm hot dogs.
Before investing, carefully read and consider fund investment objectives, risk, charges, expenses, and more in prospectus at Invesco.com.
Welcome back to Prasco Park. St. John leading Xavier 5-3. And right before that last 2-out rally from Garrett Scavelli, Blake Mayberry, and Jimmy Keenan, St. John head coach Mike Hampton told his team to take a deep breath out there. And then after that second inning, he turned to his team and said, remember, we can do a lot with 2 down. They are showing a little bit of small ball here, but it's paying off, guys.
Yeah, a couple of nice shots out to a wide open right side of the infield there for the Red Storm. Turns into a couple of runs, and now new life here, John, for Pesca. Can he refocus and find his top form?
Yeah, that's a big question here. Mario Pesca, who for this Red Storm team has had such a strong season as the Sunday starter, but really lost control in the second inning as this is bounced short. Well, Gorbon throws in time for out number 1.
That's a big out there against Jared Cushing, Musketeer hero in the first game today. Hit the game-winning home run.
You're talking about 2.54 ERA for this kid, 14th in the country, and he's given up 3 as we enter the 3rd.
Yeah, 53 pitches now. Bit surprising.
He is a massive WWE fan, and his favorite wrestler,
Cody Rhodes,
the American Nightmare.
You know, Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream.
Yeah.
Part of the family as well.
And Goldust is brother, right?
Believe so.
Casey, you have more on Worldwide Wrestling?
I do. I never thought I would say that. Guys, Mario Pesca, you said it, huge WWE fan. He said his all-time favorite wrestler, though, is John Cena, and he and teammate Lou Marinero have a pretty hefty WWE t-shirt collection. And on the road this year, actually the last time they were here in Cincinnati, they got here a few days early, and they found out that Friday Night SmackDown was in town, so the 2 of them went and had a blast.
Fantastic stuff.
Waved at and missed. You can't see him. His time is now.
You think he's got the John Cena or maybe Cody Rhodes t-shirt on under the jersey tonight? Going to battle here? Got McCormick swinging there a little late when we're clearly frustrated. Third strikeout there for Pesca.
The attitude adjustment from John Cena. The best.
Felix O'Connor here with a coach's timeout. Plans these times he's out very well. Uses it a little bit to perhaps break a pitcher's momentum. He's off to a good start to an inning as Pesca is here.
As this is Carter Hendrickson. I mean, how about that? Made sure he got to smackdown. Took something off that pitch. That was pretty filthy. By the way, we're on YouTube tonight.
Fantastic.
For free. So the YouTube chat is open. So I might regret this. If you have a question for us, feel free to send it away in the chat. We will take them. Anything you got. Almost 10 o'clock.
Well, Henderson was able to get an inning started here for Xavier. If he can do it again here, ahead 0-2. This one not going to do it.
Nope, little bloop out to third. Into the glove of Blake Mayberry. Mario Pesca. That's more like it. A punchback from the worldwide wrestling fan. 5-3 Red Storm, middle of the third.
St. John's University is a Catholic and Vincentian university that elevates you personally and professionally. With a diverse learning community committed to service in New York City, across the country, and around the globe. And alumni partners and employers invested in your potential and future success. Fuel your passions. Find your purpose at St. John's. Education that elevates.
In the world of athletes, where every move counts, setbacks can feel like a mountain to climb. At Rothman Orthopedics, our team of top-notch orthopedic experts are here to get you back to doing what you love, because we specialize in you. We're not just about recovery, we're about rewriting your story. With specialized physicians and unwavering support, we help you rise above adversity. Rothman Orthopedics, the official orthopedic provider of athletes.
So, these Johnnies, they know how to have fun. And the team from New York, they're not afraid of our cameras. Just ask Tim Cunningham, who made his 100th appearance, 100th career strikeout yesterday.
Yeah, look at that. You want to know what it's like to look at one of the best relievers, stare him right in the eyes here in the Big East? Well, you're going to get your chance.
Man, is he scary.
Look at that. He's intense, and he really hasn't moved. Stoic.
Man, put Cunningham and Pesca in the ring together as tag team partners. Brothers of destruction.
I think they can get something done. Now he's coming in, he's getting some help.
I don't think his bullpen catcher wants any part of that. Hey, remember we asked for questions on YouTube?
We have one.
5-3, we do. Rick Broering asks, can we get more details on Frischner's condiment towel?
Well, we talked about that yesterday, and Paul Frischner, a man about town, a mobile person, he's a fast food guy, connoisseur, if you will. He has a towel in his car that he uses to protect his clothing from things such as lettuce, maybe a stray slice of tomato, maybe some mayonnaise that may slip out of there. And I described it yesterday as modern art in some cases. There's a little barbecue sauce on it for some tone.
John Thompson had a towel for games and sweat.
Yeah, Paul Frischner
has one for mustard.
He has the towel for his life, really, in his car. So it enables him to be nourished, stay neat, and be on the move. So Paul Frischner, Frischnovation, if you will, gives us a little bit of a lesson for life with that towel.
Thomas DeCorte says, I just learned about the condiment towel today. Your fiance will never allow this after the wedding.
Don't be so sure. You have to dance with what brought you there, Tom.
Paul Orban goes down on
That's
strikes.
for life. You married the towel, too. It's not just the man, it's the towel.
You married the towel.
You did?
The towel will not be at the wedding. It cannot be at the wedding.
You don't know that.
I guess you should bring it to your wedding dinner.
If you're going to protect yourself on your wedding day from your tux.
Wedding advice.
Protect your tux.
Hello. Hi, by the way. Hi, everybody. How are you? Here, let's...
You see Paul right down in front of us.
Well, I just got asked on YouTube, what's my go-to ballpark snack? It's this. It's this homemade kettle corn, folks. Come on. Very, very good. 2-0 now. It's homemade.
Oh, it's delicious. As is everything here at Presco Park.
Line drive. And was that caught?
Yeah,
Yes, it was. Luke Hammond made the catch.
We saw him make a great stab against Connecticut earlier today, and here's another one. Hammond really gets low, snares that line drive, and that was headed out for at least a single.
2 away now. Gives us a chance to go around the country as well. SEC tournament right now, top of the 9th, South Carolina 10, LSU 9. That's been a really wild tournament. For South Carolina, Messina has 6 RBIs. He's got a tournament record 12 runs batted in, and also in that tournament, Kentucky beat Arkansas to survive 9-6. That was a loser's bracket game.
That's amazing.
2 of the top 5 teams in the country. Tennessee beat A&M 7-4. So Tennessee stays alive, and Kentucky stays alive. Goodbye Arkansas. Goodbye A&M.
Yeah, top 4 seeds in that SEC tournament went to the loser's bracket. Tried to play through. Walk here. Logan Schmidt loses Luke Orban. 2 outs now, though, for the Musketeers.
Scott Guggens in Cincinnati, they've had a nice week, and they're in action tonight. They're also on the bubble themselves.
Cincinnati had a nice start for its first Big 12 season. Got down there into the tournament, made a little noise.
Throw down to second, and safe is the call. Yes, as you just reminded me with the notes, Scott was relieving his duties. But Bearcats in action right now. This is pretty close on the throw down. He never appeared to fully get him.
Good throw by Matt Dupre, Musketeer catcher. Now runner in position here. And Brienza ahead in the count 1-0.
Little bouncing ball towards third. It is foul. In the Big Ten, Illinois was able to survive today. They beat Iowa in 10 innings, 4-2. We've had 2 extra inning games here. Indiana, this looks like a football score, Big Ten football score, 14-7. They clobbered Ohio State, doubling them up. 5-3 here in the third. Winner's bracket game. Loser will take on Georgetown tomorrow. Winner advances to Saturday. That one inside low, 2-1. The good news here, though, Mike, for Xavier, I don't want to speak too soon, but if Logan Schmidt could get out of this, it'd be a clean inning after St. John scored 3 in the first and 2 in the second. 2-1. Inside. And you just never know this week. You're watching all these games and all these scores. And you got teams on the bubble as well. LSU and South Carolina now tied at 10 in the 9th inning. Just some crazy games. We've had our fair share here. Upstairs for ball 4. And so Schmidt, after he got the first 2 outs here, now 2 Johnnies aboard.
Schmidt just have to bear down here, relax, get a few deep breaths, and find the strike zone here. Now you've got to force it any base. Let's get something on the ground.
You know, Xavier came into this game an RPI of 34, according to Warren Nolan.
Yeah, that was up a couple spots from where they started the tournament. So now with Connecticut out, how do you think that impacts things?
Well, it's interesting because out of the Pac-12, this is why I bring up some of the other scores. Oregon went 0 for 2 in the Pac-12 tournament. But nationally, national pundits say, even though the RPI is at 50, the expectation is that 37 and 18 Oregon will still get in. The point is the committee's going to have some tough decisions to make.
Absolutely. What's the do you know the RPI for the Pac-12? So the Big East came into this weekend 7 in the conference RPI.
I'll get on that.
We'll see if that becomes a factor.
Pac-12 was 6th. Big East at 7.
So there's 38 in the 7th RPI conference, trump 50 in the 6th RPI conference.
What say you, YouTube chat? What say you?
I don't think that's a big enough differential. Okay.
It's tough. 1-2 pitch. Little squibber hit to short. Charging, throwing to first in time. That's a big third out. Nice play by Grant Stevenson.
Yeah, well done. That was a not well hit ball, and Grant Stevenson had to come in, throw off balance. Big defensive stand here for the Xavier Musketeers. Stevenson, the veteran, up with a play to hold a run off the board.
There's a fuller picture to bring into focus. A way to live more truthfully, more faithfully, more mindfully, purposefully, thoughtfully, more fully. Because when you open your eyes, when you look around and take in the full picture, you'll discover this is so much more than you ever thought possible.
Fresh, warm hot dogs.
When I'm not selling hot dogs, I invest in a fund that advances innovations like robotics.
Fresh, warm hot dogs straight out of my torso. One for you, one for you. Oh, you're a messy one.
Cool, right? So cool.
Anyone can become an agent of innovation with Invesco QQQ, a fund that gives you access to NASDAQ 100 innovations.
Hot dogs. Fresh farm hot dogs.
Before investing, carefully read and consider fund investment objectives, risk, charges, expenses, and more.
Folks, if you've never been to Prasco Park, you've got to get here. It's hosted the Big East Baseball Championship every year since 2018. We are thrilled to be here. They do such a great job of hosting us. They take so much pride in hosting this event. The Cone Zone USA truck is a staple. The kettle corn has become a hit. The La Rosa's Pizza tonight was fantastic. And tomorrow we have free Chick-fil-A.
Fantastic. We got Montgomery in last night, Cincinnati's famous ribs.
One hop smash that just gets by the glove of Orban at short, and it's a leadoff single for Luke Hammond.
So Hammond, who was able to work that walk, talked about patient at bats. Now we see the aggressive side of the Musketeer lineup. Hammond gets a good fastball first pitch. Opportunity to drive it, and he delivers.
Well, he has already flashed his glove. We've heard Billy O'Connor talk this week about what he means in the lineup. What I love about Luke Hammond is that he's transferred into the semester break in 2021 before the 22 season. There's a called strike, and he wasn't good enough then.
Yeah, Billy O'Connor had that discussion with him. He said sometimes you think it's common sense. You hear you have to work at it, and that's not how everybody thinks, but some players try to avoid the issue. Luke Hammond went to the weight room, worked on his skill set. He's got a huge asset here for the Musketeers this season.
Oh, 2 here quickly on Matthew Dupre. That's outside. We're taking your YouTube questions tonight. Dan Rizzi asks, would you rather never have Skyline again or go to Creighton? Now, Dan, that's not very nice. I go to Creighton.
Creighton's nice.
Creighton's
What's wrong with Creighton?
Tell you what, Creighton's a beautiful school. As Dupre hits this one in the air to right. It's back. It is going to skip off the wall and go over the wall for a ground rule double.
Matt Dupre bringing some life to the bottom of this Musketeer lineup. We just heard from one of the catching greats, Dan Rizzi, for this Musketeer program. And here's a guy that's followed right along in his footsteps, delivers a nice shot off the wall. Dupre comes up with his 12th double of the season. Now Now another opportunity here for Stevenson, who had that very solid single, 1 for 1 tonight. 2 RBI.
No lead is safe. And isn't it weird that Pesca had the shutdown innings in the first and the third, and it's the even numbers that have been the bugaboo for him.
Well, they've given him the run support, and it's just a little puzzling that he hasn't been on a little tighter form with the lead. You'd think he'd be able to relax, get into a rhythm, and just aggressively attack the Musketeers, but hasn't been the case here. 68 pitches now, 36 for strikes, and this is a pitcher that came in with a 2.82 ERA. One of the strengths of this St. John's Red Storm team is the pitching staff. They go 6, 7, 8 deep if they need to. A lot of quality arms, and a lot of arms that haven't been taxed here in this tournament so far.
No, they've got arms. Evan Chafee hasn't pitched yet. That one shot foul. Hey, by the way, as we take your question, someone just asked, when was the last time St. John's was in the NCAA tournament? What's the furthest they've ever made it? Folks, they have a rich history. They're one of the great programs of all time. In the Northeast, historic. Last time was 2018, but they've been in the College World Series 6 times.
Yes. Don't let recency fool you. So 3 times, last 3 seasons, they finished 6th in the conference. But prior to that, they were one of the more dominant teams in this conference, and I think we'll have a graphic coming up a little bit later that shows you exactly what St. John's has done here.
Outside and low. I mean, they have an unbelievable history. You think Frank Viola, Ron Darling back in the day, when they were in an NCAA regional game, one of the greatest pitching duels ever. Outside and low, bases are loaded.
And now we come back to the top of the lineup here in Aiden Anderson. Well, here it is, John. Take a look at it. From 2005 to 2019, they averaged 37 victories, 40 victory seasons in that mix, 6 regular season titles, 4 tournament titles, 9 NCAA tournaments in that run, and a program record 43 victories in 2010. So there's your answer on some St. John's history, and what a run there, 14 seasons. Very impressive. Mike Hampton, a big part of that. Ed Blankmeyer, the great coach for St. John's. I believe Ed left for the Mets, right? A position with the Mets, and that opened the door for Mike Hampton to take over the program.
Pesca and Hampton talking. But, Mike, St. John's has gone to the College World Series 6 times. That's more than any other team in the Northeast except for Maine. And they're going to make the pitching change. You want to know more about St. John's? D1 Baseball Shotgun Spratling joined me earlier this week to talk about what has made them so successful for a turnaround. This year, a different St. John's baseball program, one that we were more familiar of seeing in the past. Mario Pesca, Xavier Kohlhauser, Evan Chafee, they have anchored the top pitching staff ERA-wise in the Big East Conference. Your thoughts on the Johnnies being back on the radar?
The crazy thing about that pitching staff is they don't strike guys out at elite level, but they just they get weak contact, they pitch to contact, they do a really good job. They don't give free passes away. All 3 of those starters have gone 60 innings so far this season at least, and none of them have 50 strikeouts. So, you know, they attack the hitters and they use their defense behind. Their defense has been really good this season. And the fact they got Xavier Kohlhauser back and we're able to get him built back up and get him back to Fridays at the front of the rotation is really big for them. You know, he's got the big body, you know, he's got the pro potential there, 8-2 on the season. He's their Friday guy. He's the guy they lean on. But Pesca's been really good as a Sunday guy because he's just consistent. He's got the best numbers of those guys, but he just consistently goes out and attacks hitters. Now, the question for him is keeping that pitch count down, being able to work deeper into games there. But really impressive for this team. You know, they get that big win against Florida to open the season. You hope that they can, you know, get a series win. Unfortunately, I guess technically they did get a series win. Unfortunately, the rest of the weekend gets rained out because it's Florida. Hey, why don't y'all come up to New York City and play some games in February? That'd be interesting. But no, they start out a little bit slow after that. The next couple of weeks, they don't do much. But then since then, they've been really, really good. And unfortunate for them, You know, they had that downturn where the last couple of weeks where they've lost some games, losing to Fairfield in a midweek by a game. You know, back to 2 shutout losses to Georgetown. You know, a couple losses to Fairleigh Dickinson and Seton Hall back to back. Like those wins, you get a couple more of those.
Welcome back to the show, Tim Cunningham. 101st St. John's appearance. The Submariner comes in a big spot.
Yeah, we saw him staring down our camera down there, down the line. So now you're going to get a look at what he's doing when he's throwing at you.
Line drive, diving catch. What a play made by Anthony Brienza to keep a run off the board.
Yeah, Brienza, lead by example. Top hard-nosed player. Look at him lay out here. It's Cunningham. Just let that ball a little bit slide over his shoulder. And Brienza, big-time play for the first out of the inning.
Cunningham yesterday against Georgetown, the 11-9 win for the Red Storm, an inning and a third. Now this is a chopper hit to short. They go to second for 1, and they'll just get that out, but Xavier scores their 4th run.
And just enough on that to keep it on the infield. No chance really for the double play. That ball took that high second hop. Musketeers able to get one home.
So runners at the corners now with 2 outs for Isaac Waxman. A .341 hitter, but a guy who has not recorded a hit yet in this tournament, Mike, and has struck out twice. It feels like, obviously it feels like he's due 1, but 2, it feels like maybe the spotlight of, hey, he could be the guy. Hey, he could be the one. I wonder here, is that getting to him a little bit? Maybe he just needs one of those quality at-bats that can shift it, a la Brian Padilla earlier today, who broke out of his funk.
And at the right time for Connecticut. Waxman drives this one out towards the wall. It's going to make it to the warning track, and that'll be the final out of the inning.
Nice job by the Undertaker, Tim Cunningham. He will take you down. 5-4 Red Storm, middle of the 4th. Deeper into the night we go. Go grab some popcorn.
St. John's University is a Catholic and Vincentian university that elevates you personally and professionally. With a diverse learning community committed to service in New York City, across the country, and around the globe. And alumni partners and employers invested in your potential and future success. Fuel your passions. Find your purpose at St. John's. Education that elevates.
In the world of athletes, where every move counts, setbacks can feel like a mountain to climb. At Rothman Orthopedics, our team of top-notch orthopedic experts are here to get you back to doing what you love, because we specialize in you. We're not just about recovery, we're about rewriting your story. With specialized physicians and unwavering support, we help you rise above adversity. Rothman Orthopedics, the official orthopedic provider of athletes.
You are watching the Big East Digital Network on YouTube tonight. FloBaseball, presented by Invesco QQQ, official ETF of the Big East Conference. John Vanta, Mike Schmoltz with you from beautiful Prasco Park.
Well, we talked about little St. John's history. How about the logo on that hat? That's a throwback. Yeah. Wearing the new Red Storm jersey along with it.
That is old school.
A little tribute to Ed Blankmeyer, Jack Kaiser. Kaiser Stadium.
Yep, can't forget about Joe Russo, another St. John's legend. But, I mean, you think through the years, I think of Tom Hackemer, Joe Panic. They go on and on and on. Mike Donadio, Tim Morris, Joe Burke, and Frank Viola, of course, 79 to 81. And Ed Blankmeyer was the coach from 96 to 2020. Joe Russo from 74 to 81. That was 8 straight NCAA tournaments. 8 straight. So many big time St. John's legends through the years. But right now, Xavier, who's got their own legends. I mean, I think Dan Rizzi and Trent Estelle. We got Nate Monastra in here tonight. This ball sky to deep left field. It is carrying. It is caught at the track by Connor Mish. One away.
You wonder about what the sky looks like out there. They've had a couple of challenges on some balls. That one driven pretty deep. Logan Schmidt gets a big first out here. Settle into this bottom of the fourth.
Again, the stakes. Winner advances straight to Saturday, noon Eastern time, FS1. To the championship game. Now, if that team that wins tonight were to lose the noon game, we'll play it, if necessary, Game 7 on FS2 later in the afternoon. But if they win, they're the Big East champions. The loser of tonight's game, you got to play Georgetown tomorrow, 4 Eastern time. I almost forgot about C.J. Niktowski of the Red Storm, which actually is going to lead me down a pathway here, Mike, and another story. St. John's does a bullpen winter banquet. This year, it featured 3 of the first 4 draft picks by the Cincinnati Reds in 1994. C.J. Niktowski, Aaron Boone, and Mike Hampton. First, third, and fourth. Bouncer towards the middle. Did they get that in time? Yes, they did. Jared Cushing makes the play. And right away, Blake Mayberry says, I was safe.
Musketeers stuck with that shift, and that ball wasn't hit all that hard. Cushing makes a nice play to get to it.
I will say this. I actually was mad for Armando Galarraga when Jim Joyce blew his perfect game.
Here we go. The history of Cleveland Major League Baseball coming your way.
Here is Jimmy Keenan, 5-4 Red Storm. We're only in the 4th inning. Gives us a chance to recap where we're at. But yet, St. John's went to Great American Ballpark, had big dinner with Derek Smith, a great member of their program and the university community. Pretty cool. St. John's scored 3 in the first. Xavier answered with 3 in the top of the second. Johnny's came right back in the bottom half with 2, and then Xavier got 1 in the top half of this inning. Your thoughts on Logan Schmidt to this point? 5 hits, 2 earned, 2 walks, 1 strikeout.
Well, it hasn't exactly been precise for Logan Schmidt, but he is giving the Musketeers some much-needed length here. He's kept it fairly well under control, but this ball driven pretty hard. Aiden Anderson going to be able to catch that in center field. So Schmidt, 5 hits, but just 2 runs off of those 5 hits. If he can give the Musketeers 4 or 5 innings here, that's going to be a big asset. And Xavier able to hang in here offensively, just down 1.
That would be huge. You got to think, if you're Edwin Thompson in Georgetown, hey, these 2 teams, use all the pitching you've got. Now it's going to be really interesting to see what, as this is a little tapper here on the left side in the infield, and that goes off the glove of the shortstop Stevenson. He went to make the play before he had the ball.
Yeah, Stevenson just looked up there, trying to check runners. You watch this ball, just a half swing. Maybe not enough on that for Stevenson to make a clean play. A little timing here. Grant Stevenson been solid here so far in this tournament for the Musketeers. 2 down. Forcing any base here for the Musketeers.
In there for a strike.
Yeah, good first pitch there from Logan Schmidt to establish, get ahead in this count. Schmidt just looking for a ground ball, but again, Xavier shifting with Cushing behind the base at second on the left field side of the bag.
Bouncing ball foul. Paul Orban, one of the quieter ones on this team, but he leads by example. And the Ricard McSwiney Award winner, given to a St. John's student athlete for their pride in team achievements, determination as a competitor, and the ability to lead. Impressive individual and a great family, these Orbans.
1 for 2 tonight. What a great experience to be able to play with your brother.
Waved at and missed. Logan Schmidt, his second strikeout, leaving 2 Johnnies stranded. He's got a playoff stash, and he's been big out of the pen.
Logan Schmidt with a little terminating gas in a big spot for the Xavier Musketeers. 5-4 after 4.
There's a fuller picture to bring into focus. A way to live more truthfully, more faithfully, more mindfully, purposefully, thoughtfully, more fully. Because when you open your eyes, when you look around and take in the full picture, you'll discover this is so much more than you ever thought possible.
In the world of athletes, where every move counts, setbacks can feel like a mountain to climb. At Rothman Orthopedics, our team of top-notch orthopedic experts are here to get you back to doing what you love, because we specialize in you. We're not just about recovery, we're about rewriting your story. With specialized physicians and unwavering support, we help you rise above adversity. Rothman Orthopedics, the official orthopedic provider of athletes.
Sleeping with the fish.
Yeah. We were just talking about The Godfather, which is playing inside the ballpark, Mike, as our viewers come back to us. Take a look at these numbers. They're the Godfathers on the mound. I mean, 4.17 ERA, 13th in the country, 4 shutouts tied for 17th. One of 11 teams in all of Division I with the 3 pitchers with at least 6 wins. St. John's pitching staff has been phenomenal this season.
Yeah, especially in this format, you want to rely on this pitching staff as much as you possibly can. You got a lot of trust down the line, a lot of trust in the back end of this bullpen. Mike Hampton, a lot of levers to pull here on the mound. See what he can do. Musketeers coming to bat here in the top of the 5th, down 1. Cunningham been effective against Xavier this season. In his 2 appearances, he went 5 innings, 4 hits, didn't surrender a run. One of those hits was a double.
And we got some members of that 2014 Xavier Big East Championship team watching on YouTube tonight. Think back to that season at MCU Park, as that's hit on 1 hop off the bat of Cushing. Nice recovery by the 3rd baseman for St. John's, Mayberry, for out number 1. But that was a game against Creighton. Trent Estelle pitched a complete game, 3-hit shutout. Mitch Elliott named the most outstanding player. I think it's Sean Campbell, Dan Rizzi, Joe Forney, Derek Hasenbeck, and Estelle all on the all-tournament team. That was quite the year for the Musketeers. When they did that, Mike Schmaltz, they'd only reached the NCAA tournament 1 other time. That was 2009 when they won the A-10.
Yeah, played that one out of the Atlantic 10. First one there for Scott Guggens. Did such a great job building the Xavier program. Dan Rizzi, Trent Estelle, both draft picks. Rizzi spent some time in the Mets organization. Dan's still on there. He can tell us what he's up to now.
Got it done. St. John's got it done in 2015 and 18. And Xavier got it done in 2016 and 17. As this is Matt McCormick. So these 2 teams, they accounted for the first 5. The first 5 Big East championships.
Good spot there for Cunningham. Working quickly to bring that count back to 2-2.
Since realignment. And now here's the 2-2. Outside, count is full.
Looking like they're trying to pitch McCormick outside. He has good plate coverage. He drove his double against Connecticut out to left center field. Sent a few out at Hayden Field as well that way, and he works the walk.
Can't forget about Trey Schramm as well, and Lane Flam.
Both fireballers there for the Xavier Musketeers.
Here it is. Good chance for us to revisit it. So it was Xavier and St. John's. It was their show early on. Then Creighton, in dramatic fashion, won in 2019. That was really remarkable. Their run to the title started with a walk-off over Seton Hall, canceled due to COVID in 2020. Then the Connecticut Huskies, they reclaimed the throne, but last year, Jack Hausinger said, Prasco is our house.
And if you haven't been following us here today, the Connecticut Huskies, the #1 seed, a surprising exit. Unbelievable. Georgetown Hoyas knock them off after the Musketeers get past them in the completion of the suspended game from yesterday.
Stunning. It is stunning to... Folks, this is the stat that best displays it. UConn went 17-4 in Big East play. They just went 0-2 in the Big East tournament.
Ran into a hard-hitting Georgetown team. A lot of momentum there for Edwin Thompson and the group.
Tipped in and on the glove of Keenan, absolutely. If you think Georgetown's done, no way. They can come back and keep this ship motoring along. By the way, with Xavier, every time they've been in the Big East tournament, we've shared it, they've made it to the championship game. 4-time champs, 3 runner-ups. Pretty good. That hit him. Ran in on Hendrickson and nailed him. And so there's 2 Musketeers aboard with 1 out here in the 5th, and Xavier threatens yet again.
Cunningham trying to work inside here. Just let that roll off the fingers, and a little too much movement on that one. And Hendrickson caught that one. Might have got him in a rib cage there. Trying to get that pad down and protect on the elbow. Chance here for Xavier with 1 out. Hammond hits .234 with runners in position this season, .224.
And that hit him. It hits Hammond. The bases are loaded. Oh no. The Submariner starting to sink a little bit with 1 out. What is going on?
We'll see if Cunningham can kind of reset, refocus. There's a few surprises here. Expected Pesca to come out, establish himself early. He had a good first inning, then ran into some trouble, and now 2 straight hit batsmen. That one right off the elbow pad. Now Matt Dupre came up with a big double last time up, 2 for 2 tonight. Chance to deliver here with the bases loaded. So a visit now out to talk to Cunningham. Get him reset, refocus. Doesn't look like there's any action down in the St. John's bullpen. A lot of trust in Cunningham. They'll give him every chance to get out of this situation.
Matt Dupre with 2 runs batted in for Xavier in the Big East Championship game win over UConn last year. Tonight he's been dynamite, a single and a double. In that championship game last year, Mike, Dupre was the 2-hitter. He's the 8-hitter now. Just shows you, look, different guys are swinging different bats throughout the course of their careers, but push comes to shove. There's not a better number 8 hitter in a lineup than this guy.
No, and Billy O'Connor talked about that. He's had to move the lineup around.
He squares to bunt! Unbelievable! The Dupre squeeze works! Here comes another run! Musketeer magic! Dupre pulls a fast one!
Perfect bunt there and a great situation to do it. Cunningham slipped coming off the mound, and that opened up the entire right side of the infield. Matt Dupre lays one down. John, and when you hit a player's second, you know he can control the bat. You just see Cunningham lose his feet, and that opened the door for the Musketeers. Great spot there for Billy O'Connor. And a nice call. And I don't know if Dupre was bunting for a hit, but when Cunningham lost his feet, that's certainly exactly what happened. Big time spot for the Musketeers and a little small ball. So what does the small ball do? Puts pressure on the defense. Cunningham couldn't respond. Musketeers have the lead 6-5.
Unbelievable. Matt Dupre give him a single that scores a run, and then off that fielding error, another comes in. This ball hit in the air out to left. It's got some carry to it, but more than playable, and caught by Scavelli. I mean, Mike, to have the stones to lay that down, are you kidding?
Well, it's a good spot. There was one out. You would have expected you'd have Matt DePrey swinging away. He's having a good night, 2 for 2 to that point. Good spot to throw a little small ball at the Red Storm, and it pays off.
Which brings up Aiden Anderson. Anderson 0 for 3 in this game. Matt DePrey has given Xavier the lead on a bunt that scored 2 runs.
And now you cycled it back up to the top of the lineup. Anderson 0 for 3 tonight, but came into this championship on a pretty good run here for the Musketeers, making some great contact at the top of the lineup. Check swing.
He did not
think he held it.
He did not go. By the way, Assistant Commissioner, Sport Administration and Championships at the Big East, James Green, will join us in our next half inning.
James Green did a great job today to steer a little afternoon weather south of us after last night.
Line drive, base hit, and the inning continues. Aiden Anderson with a 2-out RBI single to score Hammond. And the faithful for the X-Men are standing.
Huge 2-out hit. He hits .291 with 2 outs this season. Just drives this ball right back up the middle. Maybe a little bit on his hands, but still got enough on it. Very solid single, and the Musketeers capitalize, tack on. Now with a little insurance, 7-5, and still 2 runners on.
There can never be enough insurance at Prasco Park, and now St. John's has Ben Adams warming up.
Cunningham trying to work the corners, keeping the ball low.
Tough for Cunningham, just 1 earned. But that bunt, that just caused chaos. And just like that, it's a 3-run 5th, a 3-run 2nd, and a 3-run 5th. And it also gives Xavier their first lead of the night, as now it's 2-2 here on Mish, who's 0 for 2. You got a combined 16 hits, 8 hits aside, 12 more runs here. That one outside. We're now up to Mike. Let's see here. 54 runs, right?
It's a nice championship, right?
20 runs plus 19's 39 plus 5. Nope, I'm wrong. It's 56.
Public math, always a challenge. Walk here, and that'll load the bases.
Wow.
So Cunningham now can't find the zone. Second walk for Mish tonight. And now here's Waxman with a chance to do a little damage.
You got to wonder if Mike Hampton will make a pitching change here. Yeah, we had 5 runs in UConn and Xavier, so that gives you 44 plus a dozen is 56. 56 runs. And we are in game 4 of the tournament. Waved at and missed by Waxman. Now this is the guy, Mike, that they're trying to get going.
He's got a lot of pop in the bat. We know they have the confidence in him. Working back from the knee injury. Last stretch of games coming into this hitting .280. And Cunningham gets in the swing and miss. A little high in the zone. Waxman, big deep breath here. Trying to deliver a big blow. Musketeers have already put 3 up in the inning. Can he tack on?
Little bit off the plate. Good pitch to miss with, though.
Yeah, good discipline. So Walksman was caught looking in the second. He was caught looking against Connecticut in the first game. Both of those balls low in the zone around the knees. Just want to make sure he protects here.
Oh, wild pitch to the backstop, but because you're only talking like
30, 40 feet, maybe 30 feet.
I'd say if that might be generous too.
Right.
Like 25, 30 feet from the plate to the backstop, it comes right back. We seldom get runners from third scoring at home off ricochets. 2-2 now with 2 outs.
There's a couple of pockets back there where the joints of the walls meet. It almost has to hit off one of those to give you a chance to score from third.
Here is your 2-2 pitch. Foul back, we'll do it again.
Good job to protect there by Walksman. He takes some nice solid swings, Johnny. Not getting cheated up there.
It is 10:33 Eastern time, and we are in the top of the 5th inning. This is rivaling 2008 Yankees-Red Sox. 2-2. Nowhere to put him now for Tim Cunningham. And the right-hander who has been so consistent, so stout throughout his career, this has been a real challenge. Walksman hitless in this tournament. We'll do it again.
Well, that was the pitch there he could drive. That ball was out thigh level. And a little movement on it sinking towards the left-handed batter's box, but Walksman missed that one, and I think he'd like that swing back.
3-2. Strike 3 called, and Walksman cannot believe it.
Missed opportunity there for the Musketeers. Let's take a look.
Wow. Manny Gonzalez with the call. What say you? Oh, boy, that's inside. Instead, the bases are left loaded, but Xavier's taking a 7-5 lead.
There's a fuller picture to bring into focus. A way to live more truthfully, more faithfully, more mindfully, purposefully, thoughtfully, more fully. Because when you open your eyes, when you look around and take in the full picture, you'll discover this is so much more than you ever thought possible.
Fresh, warm hot dogs.
When I'm not selling hot dogs, I invest in a fund that advances innovations like robotics.
Fresh, warm hot dogs straight out of my torso. One for you, one for you. Oh, you're a messy one.
Cool, right? So cool.
Anyone can become an agent of innovation with Invesco QQQ, a fund that gives you access to NASDAQ 100 innovations.
Hot dogs. Fresh farm hot dogs.
Before investing, carefully read and consider fund investment objectives, risk, charges, expenses, and more in prospectus at Invesco.com.
Welcome back to wonderful Prasco Park for Big East Baseball After Dark. Bottom of the 5th of this winner's bracket game. Xavier has taken their first lead in the ninth, 7-5. And now, can St. John's respond? We are pleased to welcome in the man that is at the helm of this championship. He does a terrific job. James Green of the Big East Conference staff, Assistant Commissioner, Sport Administration and Championships. James, good evening.
Hi, John. How are you?
I am doing fantastic.
I'm great.
Hey, we're on at 10:36 p.m. Eastern time. It allows us to do Big East Base After Dark.
It does. It does. See, we set it up just for you guys to be able to do that. Have you done the rave yet, or not yet?
Not yet. The lights are on. We got to turn the lights down.
You got to turn them off.
Yeah, Mike still has to head over to the store to get some of the champagne service. 7-5 here, Xavier. We were just talking about it. We've seen 56 runs combined in this championship. We came into the tournament saying the league is as good as it's been since realignment. When you look at these 4 teams here, how much has this tournament already been a testament to it?
Well, I think it's the quality of the play has been really good this year. Clean innings have been at a premium for the pitching, right? So I think the offenses have really had the advantage here. And even in that game that we saw that we had to resume earlier today, it was pretty much a pitcher's duel in the beginning, 2-2, and very, very tense tournament here because there's a lot on the line, not only a Big East tournament championship, but potential postseason implications with some potential at-large teams.
James, I've come up with a term here, Prascomonium. So what do you think of that? A little bit of pandemonium here with all the runs scored this weekend? You think we can work that in moving forward?
Do you want to copyright that before I take it?
I absolutely will. Thank you for that option.
Look at those moves there.
We'll talk about, we had a little weather yesterday, and just talk about the decision there. You let the coaches make it, but those are parts of the tournament that you have to manage and some things that folks don't think about when they go through and watch these tournaments.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I don't want to make a decision like that independent of any kind of feedback from the coaches. And one of the biggest things too, we had another cell coming in after we had the all clear from the Lightning. We got a report from the meteorologist that we're working with here locally that it was tarp worthy and we were going to get wet. And the two teams, Xavier and UConn, were about 15 minutes into their pitchers getting warmed up. And if you played baseball, if you're a coach, the last thing you want to do is start getting your guys hot, have to shut them back down, have to get them back up, shut them back down. Not good for the arms. And so ultimately we brought that information to the coaches while we were tarping the field, and we said, let's wait this out for a couple of minutes and see what happens. The cell wound up moving a little north of us, but by that point the teams have been here about 7 hours, and we were confident we were going to have that window earlier this afternoon to complete the game in better conditions. And we had no guarantee that after that first cell missed us, it kind of scooted north of us, and we got a couple of drops out of it, that there wasn't anything that was going to come behind it. So we had to make the best decision we could with the information we had at the time.
Well, Mike Schmaltz batted 1 for 2 last night as meteorologist as well. No meteorologists are perfect.
Absolutely not. I mean, things are constantly changing, right? I mean,
it's true.
It's true. I mean, the one thing you can't control is the weather. And when you work in operations, whether you're in outdoor sports or outdoor events or anything like that, all you can do is try to make the best decision you can with the info you have at the time and adjust. You have to pivot, you have to adjust, and you have to be ready for everything.
And the weather here today, we woke up this morning. I knock on wood.
Can I knock on your head right there?
Yes, you can. When we woke up this morning, the fact was we were doubting that we'd get everything in today, and knock on wood, it just goes to show you everything can change, especially this part of Ohio. Being in Ohio, and I could say this, sometimes you never know whether it's by the lake or whether you're in the Cincinnati area. You don't know this time of year. Seasons are changing, but the fact is we're playing baseball right now, and it's 7-5 Xavier. Let's talk about Prasco Park. This is the 6th time the Big East tournament has been here at Prasco Park. And James, this week we were driving up to it, and they established a brand new entry point for fans with this silver gate that has all the teams there. As this ball is lined, it's back up the middle for a base hit. So St. John's has runners at first and second with nobody out, giving us a chance to talk more about it. Every year we come back, and there's something new. There's something additional.
There's the digital board down the right field line. This is year 2 of that. The truss that you just mentioned at the one of the fan entry gates, kind of the main fan entry gate at the front. They are never short on ideas here to try to add some different accoutrements, so to speak. Let's throw some French in there by my very terrible French accent. But, they're always adding things here, and that they're doing it for the experience of the athletes. They're doing it for the experience of the fans that come in the door as well.
How nice is it for you to work with just such a willing partner here with the venue?
It's tremendous. I mean, they really think about the little things, especially some branding opportunities, and really trying to help us out, get a little bit of signage up in the park, get some of the Big East logos, the school logos, things like that. The Big East logos down the right field line in front of that, to the left of the 320 out there and right. And I'm not sure if you guys have gotten a shot of it, but on that kind of the opposite outward facing of the right field concourse into the turf field that we have here that the teams use for batting practice before they come onto the field before their games. They put up the school logos on the windows on the second floor that kind of face out. So they do that all on their own, and they're just a tremendous idea and great branding opportunities for us.
We have the YouTube chat open tonight here on FloBaseball.
Oh boy, that could be a blessing and a curse.
Don't worry, we won't ask any hard hitters. Noah Wells just posted that Billy O'Connor has Paul Frischner as an additional man on his roster this weekend. This season, no innings pitched, 9 walks, and 12 earned runs.
That sounds about right.
It's fouled off.
That chat is a definition of a double-edged sword right there.
It is, especially at 10:42 Eastern time. Folks, there's still families watching the game. Hey, how many players does a team get here? Because that's something that people are always wondering. Even I talked to you about that earlier.
Yeah, it's 27. You have to declare a roster of 27 for the tournament. It's the same thing during conference series in the regular season. You get 27 that you declare. The teams exchange rosters before the series, and you're not allowed to make any substitutions for any reason. So it's 27 during the regular season for conference series, 27 here at the tournament.
And is that the case for the NCAAs?
I believe it is. Yeah, so we're keeping that consistent. 2-1
here. That ball is lined. They're playing this perfectly defensively. That throw is offline. A tough throw by Cushing, and so Beauchamp scores. Tucker's in to first and Orban to third, and St. John's just like that, back within one with 1 out.
Well, a rare error here from Jalen Cushing. Cushing fields it cleanly, got himself set, then just set it up the line. Unfortunately, that one going to cost the Musketeers a run.
Hit right to him also.
It was. It's very atypical for the guy who was the hero against Connecticut earlier today to get into this winner's bracket game. They squared the bunt. They go back to third. Unbelievable. Beauchamp is picked off at third base. What a play by Matt Dupre.
What did Billy O'Connor tell us coming into this tournament? Matt Dupre, the ultimate trust. He has command of every aspect of the position, and he throws a laser to get the out at third.
That's a heck of a play right there. I mean, that is really heads-up play defensively. Those are those little things, and we'll have to see if that comes back to haunt St. John's later in this game.
Our producer, Kevin Brolington, says it's the first time he's seen a ball not go into left field on that, because so many times the catcher throws back to third, even at the major league level, and it doesn't work out.
Yeah, that was a strike. I mean, that was a perfect throw right there to third base. Excellent play, heads-up play. That's Billy ball right there.
I was just gonna say. I was just gonna say to you, James. Jim Pender said he's never met a guy that has more of a competitive fever than Billy O'Connor. It's clear when you talk to Billy. Here's the 1-1 first. Fouled off. That he is thinking about everything on the diamond at all times.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw it in that first game, right? We brought one guy out of the outfield and had 5 guys in the infield. You don't see that very often, but he was put in that situation with the leadoff triple, nobody out, winning run on third base for UConn, and he did what he needed to do defensively, and it worked out.
We got a YouTube. Would you like to stay for another half inning?
Sure. Be happy to. Hold on, let me check the radar first.
Producer Kevin Browden, are we committed to a commercial break in the half inning, or are we allowed to keep chatting? We can keep chatting.
Oh boy, this could get real rowdy here.
Well,
I got people texting me too that they know that I'm on here.
Exactly. Of course you're a guest.
Yeah.
By the way, you get nothing for being a guest. We have no sponsorship for that. But we are presented by Invesco QQQ, official ETF of the Big East Conference.
I'm used to that.
Noah asked, yeah. Noah asks, is it past Adam Baum's bedtime?
You know what? I've been disappointed in the lack of Adam Baum sightings here at the Big East Baseball Tournament this year. We saw him on the practice day on Tuesday, and we didn't see him. Haven't seen him since. He's a busy guy.
At 10:46, it's a little cool out. Adam Baum may be in bed right now.
He's at Montgomery Town Tavern ordering another round.
I'm sure he's streaming this. His good friend Billy O'Connor. You know, they were high school teammates at Elder High School here in Cincinnati. Billy was the starting catcher and Adam was the backup.
I would love to see that practice. Runner at first, 2 outs. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Oh, no, they'll go back to first because Jackson Tucker, who's been elite defensively, Mike, 18 for 25 in stolen bags. By the way, this stat comes from Kevin Ivany. There's been a total of 15 lead changes in 3.5 games of this tournament.
That's fantastic.
Brascomonium.
You know what I heard about Adam Bowden, by the way, is when he played with Billy, I asked him, I said, so you guys were both catchers, right? So I said, you know, how did that work out? And Adam said he was the bullpen catcher, so he would warm up the pitchers and get them ready for Billy. So he was the real unsung hero of that team. He got the pitchers ready.
Look at Paul Frischner stretching out behind the dish. 3-2 is a little tapper here out in front of the plate. This stayed fair. Dupre got him at first. Matt Dupre gunning a man down at third. Now he delivers a dart to first base for the third out.
Well, Matt Dupre on the Buster Posey watch list for a reason. We saw 2 great plays here in this inning. 2 big outs to get the Musketeers out of trouble.
We're going to stay right here. That's a great play. 7-6 here as we head into the top of the 6th inning. I want to say hi as well to St. John's women's basketball head coach Joe Tardamella. He's tuning into Big East baseball.
Oh man!
After dark tonight.
We are. Hey Joey, tell Kristen Quinn we're behaving ourselves.
Coach T, hello from Mike's Boss. We've had some conversations through the years with women's basketball.
A heck of a coach, led the Red Storm to the NCAA tournament and a win as well behind Jay Laverin and company in 2023. James Green, Mike Schmaltz, John Fancy here. And James, this has become our start of the summer, the Big East baseball tournament at Prasco Park. And between these people here, the fans out here, the companies that come out here and bring great concessions for the fans, all free, there's nothing like it.
See, those are those windows I was talking about right there.
I mean, there's nothing like this, James, in all of college baseball.
It's a unique tournament. It's really a unique experience. Coach Thompson at Georgetown was talking to me earlier this week, and he's coached in 4 different conference tournaments, either as a head coach or as an assistant. And I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but he told me that this was, he felt, in his opinion, the best experience for the athletes that he's been a part of in his coaching career as both a head coach and an assistant. So it's great that we're able to have this opportunity. I think it adds a little extra juice to the regular season too. The teams, you know, obviously they want to get to their conference tournament, but to have the opportunity to come to Prasco and experience this here as an athlete in our conference, you know, I think it. I can't say it means more because another conference has that, but you know, it's a unique opportunity, and it's really festival. It's really festival-like, you know, and there's a lot of socializing that happens, I think, between the 2 fan bases. They get a little chirpy during the games, and then afterwards, you know, you kind of see some folks mingling around. These players, you know, a lot of them, they played against each other for years. You know, they got recruited coming up around the same time, so some of them saw each other before. Obviously, they were in college, so there's a lot of relationships here too, and a lot of respect between the coaches too, I think.
And it's the first time that we have the St. John's Red Storm here since 2019. How happy are you for Mike Hampton, and what's it like dealing with Coach Hampton?
Coach Hampton's great. No, he's been super awesome this week. He's great to work with. He's an intense guy, but I also think, you know, I sense just a little bit of, you know, he seems very relaxed this week, which, you know, I didn't really get to know him that well when he was on you know, Coach Blankmeyer's staff, because I talked mostly with Coach Blankmeyer.
No. Coach Blankmeyer talked to you.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Do you know who I am?
You don't talk to Coach Blankmeyer.
Sir,
he talks to you.
my record in this conference?
Yeah. Sometimes you don't want Coach Blankmeyer to talk to you.
You know what Blanks called me?
What did he call you?
Remember this?
No.
Mr. Pirate.
Oh.
Yeah, he would bury me with that.
Well, there's a couple of people in the conference that would. We won't talk about that.
2-1.
You're Mr. Big East now. You're not Mr. Pirate.
Thank you, James.
You're Mr. Big East. You're Mr. Everything now. You're Mr. Bowling.
Thank you, Jim.
You're going to be doing darts pretty soon. Have you done darts yet?
Yeah, we'll do anything.
Table tennis?
You know, Casey Standahar, it's a bouncing ball hit to the left side of the infield. They've got the shift on. And they get that time. Does Anthony Brienz, who's having a nice night. Casey Standahar brought up earlier. By the way, Mike Freeman from Butler chimes in, and he's watching from Indianapolis and says hello, calling you a Swiss Army knife.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much.
Casey brought up earlier, there's cornhole here this year at Prasco Park. So we've been watching people play cornhole outside the park. And apparently Casey calls it bags.
Is that what they call it in Chicago?
Casey, are you there?
I don't call it bags. I'm saying people in Wisconsin and Chicago call it bags. Remember, I'm from Ohio originally too, John. I'm on your team.
I know you are, Casey. As that ball is hammered foul. I know you're on my team, Casey.
You got a lot of Ohio representation here.
There it is.
Yeah. We know how Clevelanders and Cincinnatians, is that the right?
That's
word?
correct.
All right, okay. So we know there's a little rivalry there, but what about Youngstown and Cleveland or Youngstown and Cincinnati?
Okay, we brought this up earlier.
Oh, I missed it? I'm sorry.
Here's the 0-2. No,
I was busy looking at the weather.
Yeah, right. Here's the problem with Youngstown, okay?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
No, I like the town. It's nice. They have some good pizza. The problem is that some of the people in the town have claimed the Steelers as their team. And I have a problem with that. You're from Ohio. You're supposed to be a Browns fan. Some of them match up with one particular Xavier basketball coach that I'm not a fan of, the fan that he is of his team.
Would that be the head coach?
Yep.
One Sean Miller, maybe? You guys are going back and forth a little bit on that.
2 outs now. By the way, we had a fellow Big East administrator.
Shall remain nameless?
No, I'm going to name him.
Okay.
Dan O'Neill from Georgetown University has asked me to share a message to Mike Freeman saying he calls it bags and he beat Freeman's behind.
Oh, wow. Boy, things are getting
They're
really
testy
spicy
out there on the internet.
Well, Georgetown's feeling pretty good right now, after advancing earlier today. So the Hoyas have a lot to celebrate tonight. Georgetown's feeling pretty good today. So Dan O'Neill is just chiming in there and taking some shots.
All right, Dan, what time's your flight tomorrow? 6 o'clock? We'll see you here. I expect you at the Waffle House across from our hotel at 9:30. There's the bracket for Eastern time tomorrow. Edwin Thompson's Georgetown Hoyas will meet the loser of this game. The winner advances to Saturday at noon on FS1. And as you can explain, it is a true double elimination format. So if the winner of this game plays at noon and we're to fall, we play a Game 7.
Yes, we do. We play that Game 7. It's a true double elimination. If we have to go to 7 games, we'll do it.
And the weathered man tomorrow? Anything with weather tomorrow?
So the latest that when I spoke to the local meteorologist that we're working with here, he had some concerns about weather coming in later tomorrow night. Didn't have a time frame on that. We're going to discuss after this game and see if we can narrow that down a little bit, but 24 hours out, it's a little bit difficult to zone in on that. But he said it looked like more of a widespread kind of rain event that could come in late into the overnight. So a 4 o'clock start, might be okay, but we are going to have a conversation here with him after this game and see if we need to make any kind of adjustments, maybe move it up slightly, but we'll see. But those are the things. It's tournament baseball.
Just foul, and I mean by a whisker. Thank you for that answer.
Is that the best non-answer that I could give you?
Yeah, that was one of the greatest PR statements I've ever heard in my life.
That's 10 years in college athletics administration right there.
James, right now we know what we don't know.
It's absolutely, I've said that this week.
That's a good. We'll just talk about if you would have to make a change like that. What goes into that process?
Well, we've got to talk. We talk with the coaches involved first and foremost. We also have to talk to the folks at Prasco. We've got grounds, obviously, with the grass field. Part of it too is to see if we're going to have any rain overnight, which as of right now doesn't look like we will, but I'm sure they'll tarp the field anyway. Make sure that we protect the infield. There's a couple different things that go into it. And then you're talking about when you get the teams out of the hotel, come over for batting practice. Right. That whole, part of it as well.
What's our wake-up time?
I know. Well, if we 4:02 start tomorrow, you're probably rolling out of bed somewhere around 11. Skyline at noon.
I'm going to say Fanta's a 2:15 wake up tomorrow.
No, Fanta rolls in about 3:30 because he's already done the interviews. He knows the league. He's all good.
If Harry Greer were here, it would be a 2:30 wake up call. But this field, though,
right. That's a super inside joke. That's a deep cut there at 10:56.
I'm not touching that one.
Yep, that's all right. Which of the concessions are you getting after here?
Well, I've already had the Pina Colada Italian Ice.
Wow. But, Virgin. That's through the middle here. Runners at first and third with 2 outs for Xavier as they look for insurance. That's a good piece of hitting there by Mr. Hammond.
Yeah, Hammond delivers his second single of the night, so he's been on base now 4 times. Hit by pitch and a walk. Just reach out, a little extension. Just gets the barrel of the bat on it. Able to guide that one through the hole.
Little seeing eye single right there.
And it was.
Hit it where they ain't.
Something the Mets have been without.
Oh, man, let's not start talking. Oh, boy. I was wondering when this was going to come up.
Sweep.
The Guardians get the sweep over the Mets as they are. We need Steve Cohen to post that tweet again about the fire sale.
Matt Dupre, nobody can get this guy out. We're talking about it, James. Billy O'Connor pushes different buttons. Everyone that he's pushed in this tournament thus far has worked. Dupre's the number 8 hitter. Last year in this tournament, he was the number 2 hitter. All-tournament team guy. And had multiple RBIs against UConn. Now he's the number 8 hitter in this game, Mike Schmaltz. 3 for 3. 2 singles, 2 RBI singles, and a double.
Looking to add on here. But Matt Dupre with that nice bunt last time up really opened it up for the Musketeers.
Big, big spot for Ben Adams.
That's what happens in tournament baseball, though. You've got those unsung heroes, those guys maybe that have had a little bit of a struggle during the regular season, or they're in an 0 for 10 slump, something like that.
Oh, they try to steal home. Now you got a run down. Tag back to third. They got him. They try to take a gamble. That's the second time they've tried that today, Mike, and both have been unsuccessful as Hendrickson gets picked.
Well, game 1, it was a distraction play. And I don't know if Matt Dupre was supposed to make contact there, try to guide that one down the first base line. Little miscommunication, and Joey Bellini, their third base coach, talking with Carter Hendrickson. Little miscommunication there with the Musketeers, and they run themselves out of the inning.
St. John's University is a Catholic and Vincentian university that elevates you personally and professionally. With a diverse learning community committed to service in New York City, across the country, and around the globe. And alumni partners and employers invested in your potential and future success. Fuel your passions. Find your purpose at St. John's. Education that elevates.
Fresh, warm hot dogs.
When I'm not selling hot dogs, I invest in a fund that advances innovations like robotics.
Fresh, warm hot dogs straight out of my torso. One for you, one for you. Oh, you're a messy one.
Cool, right? So cool.
Anyone can become an agent of innovation with Invesco QQQ, a fund that gives you access to NASDAQ 100 innovations.
Hot dogs. Fresh, warm hot dogs.
Before investing, carefully read and consider fund investment objectives, risk, charges, expenses, and more in prospectus at Invesco.com.
Deep into the night in Mason, Ohio. The clock hits 11. We have been on the air later, though, into the night before at Prasco Park. Cue the music!
There it is. Boy, that clip just won't die, will it?
No! It is Big East Baseball After Dark. The Red Velvet. You got to be fun at weddings, sir.
Oh, absolutely. You know, my goal in life is to try to be a good hang, right?
Blake Mayberry leads it off for St. John's. Keenan and Higgins do up here in the 6th. We are still joined by James Green, and we still have jobs on this tournament.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a phone call yet. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the notification of the 9 a.m. meeting on Tuesday,
yeah.
Right after Memorial Day.
Is that a Zoom? 0-2. Waved down and missed. Logan Schmidt, I'll tell you what, he's found a way to forge on here.
Yeah, Schmidt into the 5th inning, so looking for as much length as Logan Schmidt can give him tonight. So he's scattered to 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned. That was his 3rd strikeout.
So did you hear the news this week from Paul Frischner?
Which news is that? That he's getting married?
Well, he is getting married.
Yeah, I knew that.
Keenan bounces one to third, diving stop by hand and throw to first. And it gets away from the first baseman, McCormick. So they have a 1-out base runner.
Tough play there for Matt McCormick. Another nice play down at third, diving stop again for the Musketeers. And McCormick looked like he lost his footing. I don't know if it's getting a little slippery out there as we get a little later into the evening.
I think that ball went off Keenan too, and that may have actually helped Xavier a little bit, because that ball could have gone out of bounds, out of play, and put a runner on second.
So for the Red Storm, they have a 1-out base runner. No, that Paul Frischner uses a towel to eat his meals.
In the car.
In the car?
It's a mobile towel.
I was when you said this at first, I was picturing like he was at a restaurant, he's using a towel. No, so he uses like a...
When he's on the go, he goes to the drive-through window, whatever, he's got a towel that protects his clothing. So it's kind of lays in his lap, kind of up to the midsection.
I feel bad talking about Paul, like about this particular thing.
He can hear everything.
And he can't defend himself.
Well, I think he'd be proud of it. I mean, that's kind of an automotive innovation when you think about it.
It's an interesting idea. I mean, I've heard of having a towel in your car for other purposes. I've never heard of using it on your lap, but I may.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I may steal that, actually.
Oh, yes.
My wife would say that I need that because I get everything all over me. McCormick is there to make the catch for the 2nd out.
You have a very loving, supportive wife, don't you?
I do.
She tells it like it is.
Yes, she does tell it like it is.
You need that in your life.
But I love you, Victoria.
Is she watching right now?
She is. Yeah, that's how supportive she is. She's watching us at 11:03 Eastern time.
You better listen to her.
Yeah. You listen to your wife. As you can explain, your wife, I know, is not watching probably. No,
she's not watching right now. She's asleep.
But as you can explain here, a guy in championships, I mean, give us a taste here of what the last month's been like for you.
Well, I'm still married, which is...
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. Six nights on the road for tennis. Had rained 8, so I think it might have been 7. Then home for a week. Then 5 nights on the road at lacrosse. 2 weeks home, then here. Then I go to Indianapolis next week. So we've been in and out.
James, we appreciate the time. James Green from the Big East, everybody. We really appreciate all that you do to make this great event happen.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate the time, appreciate the work you guys do, and bring it on home for us tonight, okay?
Nobody works harder in college sports than this man right here. James, we appreciate you. Folks, we are going to the 7th. Xavier 7, St. John 6. You're watching the Big East Baseball Championship After Dark.
St. John's University is a Catholic and Vincentian university that elevates you personally and professionally. With a diverse learning community committed to service in New York City, across the country, and around the globe. And alumni partners and employers invested in your potential and future success. Fuel your passions. Find your purpose at St. John's. Education that elevates.
In the world of athletes, where every move counts, setbacks can feel like a mountain to climb. At Rothman Orthopedics, our team of top-notch orthopedic experts are here to get you back to doing what you love, because we specialize in you. We're not just about recovery, we're about rewriting your story. With specialized physicians and unwavering support, we help you rise above adversity. Rothman Orthopedics, the official orthopedic provider of athletes.
Let's talk some more about Ben Adams, who's on the rubber here for St. John's. Adams was the winning pitcher yesterday for the Red Storm, 2/3 of an inning. He only threw 3 pitches, and his arm is fresh here, throwing a scoreless inning in the 6th. Just 1 hit given up, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. The lefty stays on here, 3.52 ERA.
Yeah, fastball 87 to 91, slider between 77 and 80, and a change in that mix as well. Adams did not face the Musketeers in the regular season series. So a new look here for Xavier.
Inside corner there for Adams. John Vanta, Mike Schmaltz, Casey Standahar. With you from Prasco Park, this is a really important couple innings because the winner of this game is in the driver's seat in this tournament, will advance to the championship game Saturday noon FS1. The loser plays Georgetown tomorrow. It's scheduled right now for 4 Eastern time, provided we get no conflicting weather updates. By the way, somebody said hello to you. The man who's from across the pond, but now is in Queens, the St. John's women's soccer head coach, the Hall of Famer, one of the great ones. Led the Red Storm to the Sweet 16 in 2021. After a dramatic win over Sanford. Ian Stone is checking in tonight and watching. Hello, Stoney.
Always entertaining when it comes to Xavier, the Corcoran Field. Had a great time with him a couple years ago. They were in the championship down in Cincinnati.
You know, Ian is the type of guy that you hope for as people like us when we cover these games.
Absolutely. They're very good with the information, colorful with their answers, candid with their answers. This is Joe Tardamella, who was on a little bit earlier.
Yeah, these are 2 schools right here that have great coaches and really nice people to deal with, and they're humans. Look, there's some coaches, they're just wired, and there's nothing wrong with that. Every coach is different. It's not an easy profession. It's never been harder. As this is skied here, shallow left. We told you the lights are difficult, and look at the tracking job there. To come in and make that play, Garrett Scavelli realized that his shortstop Orbaum wasn't finding it.
It has been tricky out there in left field for whatever reason. We haven't seen this much trouble out there in the previous years. So whatever the lighting situation is right now, it is really causing some challenges. Great work with the communication to get the out. Matt Dupree has been a tough out tonight. Retired.
Would you believe that we've had 3 straight, or rather, that we just had a scoreless inning, and that we could have a 3rd straight frame scoreless after the chaos of this game early on? I mean, we saw 3 in the first by St. John's, 3 in the second by Xavier, 2 in the second by St. John's. Red Storm have only scored 1 since the 2nd inning, and that might goes back to the job as this ball is laced out to left, ranging over to making a nice catch. It's Scavelli this time. The job that Logan Schmidt has done in this game.
It's been impressive. So comes in for Luke Hoskins, had that rough start for the Musketeers. And Billy O'Connor just looking for length. Somebody that can bring some consistency to this pitching staff. They're low on numbers. They threw a lot at it yesterday and again today to secure that first victory. And he had talked about how important, specifically this year, it was for his team to win these first 2. And it's in range here. Logan Schmidt's gone 5 innings, scattered the 8 hits, struck out 3, walked 3, and given up the 3 earned runs. But that was early. Settled in well.
How about our buddy Brad Zach is watching tonight? There's a throwback, Michael.
There's a beautiful former Big East content producer.
Now he's with the WWE.
Well, we got some guys here who want to talk to him.
Yeah, that's right, Brad. The starter tonight, Mario Pesca, he loves Cody Rhodes and John Cena, and Tim Cunningham wants to be the Undertaker. These Johnnies are big wrestling fans.
We get some WWE personalities to come here and maybe throw out some first pitches.
By the way, Adam Baum is awake.
Alive and well.
1-2. Oh. That looked like it was a strike.
Here's a question for Adam Baum. Has he engaged his home sauna?
What?
He purchased a sauna.
Come on.
It's a portable sauna for his home.
Oh,
I want to know if he's watching tonight, perhaps from the sauna.
Does Paul use his towel in the sauna?
I don't know. You don't want to take that towel in the sauna. That is absolutely off limits. You're opening up a whole new world with that.
3-2.
Wow. Another patient at bat here. And Aiden Anderson, the leadoff hitter, gets on for the Musketeers. So still alive here with 2 down. Yeah, that one missed pretty well out. Ben Adams lobbying, of course, for the call. Now Connor Mish stands in. 0 for 2 tonight. Does have an RBI. He's walked twice.
You know, you think about Xavier, 34 in the RPI. Warren Nolan RPI. Musketeers, they win this game, and that at-large candidacy gets really, really nice. You could be talking about a top 30 RPI when it's all said and done tonight. UConn at 40. They're going to be sweating on Selection Monday, but certainly they've been in every projection, Mike, and their name carries weight. 5 straight regionals for the Connecticut Huskies.
In a 1-run ball game here, John, I'm just going to remind you that St. John's in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings against Georgetown scored 7 runs.
Great point.
So we got some business left to do.
Not to mention the fact that the Johnnies have several marquee wins on the season, including an opener win over Florida. We'll tell you more about the Johnnies' resume after this. The Red Storm, will they find some more magic? The team from Queens has had plenty of it already.
St. John's University is a Catholic and Vincentian university that elevates you personally and professionally. With a diverse learning community committed to service in New York City, across the country, and around the globe. And alumni partners and employers invested in your potential and future success. Fuel your passions. Find your purpose at St. John's. Education that elevates.
Fresh, warm hot dogs.
When I'm not selling hot dogs, I invest in a fund that advances innovations like robotics.
Fresh, warm hot dogs straight out of my torso. One for you, one for you. Oh, you're a messy one.
Cool, right? So cool.
Anyone can become an agent of innovation with Invesco QQQ, a fund that gives you access to NASDAQ 100 innovations.
Hot dogs. Fresh farm hot dogs.
Before investing, carefully read and consider fund investment objectives, risk, charges, expenses, and more in prospectus at Invesco.com.
Let's take a look at the Big East Baseball All-Conference first team. UConn leading the way with the 4 selections. Georgetown with a trio. St. John's with a trio. Mario Pesca starting this game. Jimmy Keenan's been big time at catcher. Xavier, just Jared Cushing. And wouldn't you believe it? They're right now up in this game 7-6. And 2.5 innings away from being in a position where they're the one standing on Saturday.
That'd be amazing. And talking to Billy O'Connor coming into this, you know, he painted a pretty big picture of a very steep hill that this team had to climb. Saw that look there at Jared Cushing. So we saw these 2 first-teamers. Jimmy Keenan delivered the big home run yesterday, and then Jared Cushing today to back up that first-team level. Maybe some Hoyas looking on here to learn their fate.
That one upstairs. How about the fact that St. John's alum CJ Natowski is watching us and in the YouTube chat? 9th overall pick in the 1994 Major League Baseball draft. He made his MLB debut with the Reds in June of '95. Hello, CJ. It's great to hear from you tonight. And he's a terrific analyst. He knows the game so incredibly well and played in the majors for a decade. Reds, Tigers, Astros, Mets, Rangers, Braves, Yankees, and Nats. Good to hear from you, CJ.
All the luminaries coming out tonight. Dan Rizzi, former Xavier Musketeer, now CJ Natowski, and others.
And that is awesome. Hey, we had a really good question earlier from Kevin. He said, that the Milwaukee Brewers have the sausage races. The Nationals have the President's races. So who would win a Big East mascots race?
Well, John, we've done some research here on this, and surprisingly...
You did research on this.
Surprisingly, there are some numbers available. So this is from 2021. Let's give you the stats for the President's race. Thomas Jefferson won 19 times, George Washington 16, Abraham Lincoln 13, and Theodore Roosevelt 8. That's a big strikeout there for Logan Schmidt for the second out of the inning. And Schmidt's starting to find a location. Now look at that, down right at the knees. Great spot to pick up the strikeout. Now over on the other side, this is through May 15th of 2024. So this is current. This is the sausage race results so far this season. The Brat has won 3 times. Chorizo won, sneaking in there.
Chorizo is in this race?
Chorizo is now part of the sausage race. The hot dog, 6. The Italian sausage has won 7 times. And the Polish sausage has won 14 times. So if we want to take the 2 leaders, it would be Thomas Jefferson against the Italian sausage.
I drive base hit, which allows us to keep this conversation going. But who would win as a throwback to first Brienza's bet there, who would win a Big East mascot race was the question.
That's a fantastic question.
Right. Oh, so you didn't get the question.
No, I thought we were comparing the two.
No, it was.
Didn't we have a President's in a sausage race question?
Well, it was that there is such a thing. Who would win the?
Sorry.
So you got. See, here's the thing: the Providence Friars eliminated because of the.
I misunderstood
that garb of the garb there. So
okay.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yep, that's a problem. So we have 2 birds represented. We have the Red Storm and we have the Creighton Blue Jay
and the Marquette Golden Eagle.
And
if you're going to count all the schools. I'm going to tell you who I'm taking. I'll tell you what, Logan Schmidt, you deserve a round.
Yeah,
Look at this round of applause.
Logan Schmidt's done a nice job tonight. Little rocky start, settled in quite well, and he's given the Musketeers, again, just like Alex Vera did last night, Logan Schmidt is giving the Musketeers some quality innings, and he leaves here with a 1-run lead.
In the spirit of the Polish sausage, Roll Out the Barrel is playing right now. And Xavier's going to go to Jonathan Kelly for the second time today. We'll talk about it after this.
There's a fuller picture to bring into focus. A way to live more truthfully, more faithfully, more mindfully, purposefully, thoughtfully, more fully. Because when you open your eyes, when you look around and take in the full picture, you'll discover this is so much more than you ever thought possible.
Fresh, warm hot dogs.
When I'm not selling hot dogs, I invest in a fund that advances innovations like robotics.
Fresh, warm hot dogs straight out of my torso. One for you, one for you. Oh, you're a messy one.
Cool, right? So cool.
Anyone can become an agent of innovation with Invesco QQQ, a fund that gives you access to NASDAQ 100 innovations.
Hot dogs. Fresh farm hot dogs.
Before investing, carefully read and consider fund investment objectives, risk, charges, expenses, and more in prospectus at Invesco.com.
Jonathan Kelly, welcome back to the show. Second time today. He came on in the 6th inning against UConn earlier today, threw over 50 pitches. Now he comes into this game in the 7th. You don't see this often, Mike, but what did Billy O'Connor tell us? In a way, he's got a rubber arm.
All hands on deck is what he told us, and every resource available is what he told us. And Jonathan Kelly, you mentioned it, the rubber arm. So a little bit of a sidearm delivery here for Jonathan Kelly. He's got that low groove, so not as much stress on the arm. Veteran, we talked about it earlier today. He's been in the high leverage situations. Billy O'Connor said he was a little bit off coming into this tournament. He delivered quite well today. 3 runs, 2 hits, didn't give up a run. Struck out 3. So Jonathan Kelly coming on again in a high leverage situation. And Logan Schmidt, John, threw 103 pitches. That's his season best. Now don't know that Billy O'Connor put Logan Schmidt into this ballgame expecting an 103-pitch outing. It's the second time this season he's gone 100 or more.
So Kelly on the rubber, and he faces Jackson Tucker. Tucker 0 for 4 in this game, and the leadoff hitter in the St. John's lineup. One of only 2 Johnnies without a hit in this game.
We'll see how Kelly responds. 5-pitch portfolio here for Jonathan Kelly.
Outside and low. Again, Kelly pitched just hours ago, earlier today, against Connecticut. And in that game, fastball on the outside corner for a strike. He threw 3 innings. He did not give up a run. 3 strikeouts, just 2 hits allowed, 51 pitches. That is remarkable then for him to be back out here. And if he could deliver tonight, Mike, when we're talking about Jack Kaiser Award. Oh no. Oh no.
We're getting a little,
no,
and I mean a little sprinkle here.
Okay, that better be it.
Park.
Bouncing ball hits to third. Hammond fires to first. Jonathan Kelly, he's the man for Xavier. Anytime, anywhere, call Kelly. Xavier did, and they retain the 1-run lead.
Fresh, warm hot dogs.
When I'm not selling hot dogs, I invest in a fund that advances innovations like robotics.
Fresh, warm hot dogs straight out of my torso. One for you, one for you. Oh, you're a messy one.
Cool, right? So cool.
Anyone can become an agent of innovation with Invesco QQQ, a fund that gives you access to NASDAQ 100 innovations.
Hot dogs. Fresh farm hot dogs.
Before investing, carefully read and consider fund investment objectives, risk, charges, expenses, and more in prospectus at Invesco.com.
Let's recap things here. Back at the bottom of the first, this was hit to the deepest part of the park off the bat of Marty Higgins, a double to left center that scored a run. Then Paul Orban went to right center, and it was 3-0 St. John's just like that, but Xavier was on Mario Pesca. Matt Dupre and Grant Stevenson teaming up, and just like that, Mike Schmaltz, it was 3-3 after just an inning and a half of this game.
St. John's responds again in the bottom of the second inning. They pick up 2. A couple of balls that just beat the shift, guided out into short right field. And the Musketeers get back to work.
This chopper to short brought in a run off the bat of Mish, and then this is a game changer. Matt Dupre, a bunt. A bunt that scored 2 runs, misplayed by the second baseman Brienza, and the Red Storm, they were able to get 1 in the bottom of the 5th, but that 2-run bunt right now, Mike, that base running by Billy O'Connor, who's a gambler, it's paid off. Year 7 as the head coach. Got Xavier their first Big East tournament title last year since 2017, and Mike Hampton on the other side, his Johnnies making their first Big East tournament appearance in his tenure. We told you earlier, St. John's, they're battle-tested. 8 wins against teams with an RPI of 70 or better. 1 over Florida, 1 over UConn, a pair over Xavier. Xavier's got 8 top quadrant wins themselves on their resume. They've been the epitome of battle-tested too, the Musketeers.
Yeah, they've been battle-tested in the conference as well. They just won 1 sweep of series through the conference season. They at least had a victory in each of the series in which they played.
As you well know, Mike, Billy O'Connor's not afraid to schedule. Clemson was first, then Louisville, Lipscomb, played Cincinnati, of course, LSU. I mean, the level that he schedules at, Indiana State, really good program. It's incredible.
Jim Penner's in that club too. Mike Hampton, you just talked about their opponents, and that brings the level of the conference up. So this is the highest each team's RPI has been here in this 4-team format.
inside corner bullseye. Big Ben Adams.
Great location there from Adams. Aggressive pitch, just cuts right in.
You know, I appreciate the scouts being here at 11:26.
You know, a lot of times, John, you see the scouts and they're there to see a particular player.
Yeah.
And they'll be there for just a couple of innings, and then they kind of take off and go on to the next. These scouts have been here all day.
Yeah, they are. The life of a scout. That guy looks like Andy Reid.
He does a little bit. You know, you have to love the scouts, and you know who they are because they have the best hands. Because they're out at the best locations throughout the year.
There he is.
How about that? He does look like Andy Reid.
Really does. He really does. Like a prime Andy. Bounce to third. Mayberry to first. 2 down. And you talk about Ben Adams. I mean, Mike, 2 2/3 now. No earned, 3 strikeouts.
Yeah, Ben Adams, some good location, keeping it down in the zone, getting nice ground ball outs. Talked about the great defense behind him. You just got to trust your stuff, get it in there, and let your teammates help you out.
Ball downstairs to McCormick. One out. Popped up, foul back. Look back to the regular season again, Mike. And St. John's won the final 2 games over Xavier that series, but Adams did not face Xavier.
Right, wasn't a part of that series at all.
That smash to beat the defense.
Yes.
I mean, that is a perfect piece of hitting by Matt McCormick.
And he's been great going that direction the entire year. So that big double earlier. Watch him just kind of flip the bat. It's a lot of power through the forearms. Knocks it right through that nice big hole on the left side.
How about Zach Lowther's turning in tonight? He's
Zach Lowther coming in, huh?
Yeah. Talk about a guy who...
That's some gas.
Helped Xavier to Big East titles. And a skip to second for the 3rd out. So now, can Garrett Schiavelli ignite the Red Storm offense? He will lead off the bottom of the 8th. St. John's has 1 walk-off win in this tournament. They need some more magic tonight.
There's a fuller picture to bring into focus. A way to live more truthfully, more faithfully, more mindfully, purposefully, thoughtfully, more fully. Because when you open your eyes, when you look around and take in the full picture, you'll discover this is so much more than you ever thought possible.
Fresh, warm hot dogs.
When I'm not selling hot dogs, I invest in a fund that advances innovations like robotics.
Fresh, warm hot dogs straight out of my torso. 1 for you, 1 for you. Oh, you're a messy one.
Cool, right? So cool.
Anyone can become an agent of innovation with Invesco QQQ, a fund that gives you access to NASDAQ 100 innovations.
Hot dogs. Fresh farm hot dogs.
Before investing, carefully read and consider fund investment objectives, risk, charges, expenses, and more in prospectus at Invesco.com.
Welcome back to the 2024 Big East Baseball Championship on the Big East Digital Network, presented by Invesco QQQ, official ETF of the Big East Conference. John Fanta, Mike Schmaltz, Casey Standahar. The score, Xavier 7, St. John's 6. Let's reset things here. The winner of this game moves on to Big East Championship Saturday, noon Eastern Time, FS1, and they will just need to win 1 game. Could play up to 2. The loser has to play Georgetown tomorrow, 4 Eastern Time, right here on the Big East Digital Network. If you're just joining us, you've missed a heck of a tournament. We saw St. John's walk it off over Georgetown yesterday, 11-9. Xavier and UConn played 5 innings last night. Game gets suspended, resumes at 1 o'clock earlier today. Xavier wins 3-2 in 11. And then we play an extra inning game between Georgetown and UConn. And Georgetown takes that one for their 35th win, a program record, 10-9 in 10.
Prascomonium here at this year's tournament. So we're talking about Jonathan Kelly's arm. So 51 pitches already today. He threw 106 against St. John's. That was a start for Kelly back on the 26th of April. Then coming down the stretch, 81 pitches against Georgetown. Another start, went 5 2/3. 81 in 3 innings against Villanova. And then 51 today through 3 innings. So the resilience is there. And this is Jonathan Kelly's absolute last ride here at Xavier. He's been around a long time, graduate student now.
The 2-2 to Scavelli. Line drive, base hit. Garrett Scavelli, a Malloy transfer, who's starting off at New York Tech, and now as a Johnny has found the perfect home.
A good hard hit ball is Kelly pitching the contact perhaps here. Left that one up around the belt. Scavelli takes care of it. Giants have the tying run at first.
And what'd you say to me when we were in commercial?
You just don't get the feeling that St. John's is done here. It's getting a little too comfortable.
They're never done. 2 for 4 is Mayberry. He takes a strike on the inside corner.
And especially the way this tournament's been going.
Outside. Just looking back now between Xavier and St. John's. Kelly went 7 innings against the Red Storm. Back on April 26th, he did not give up an earned run. All 3 runs were unearned, 7 hits, 6 strikeouts. So he pitched pretty well against the Red Storm.
Yeah, good long outing. And Billy O'Connor looking for just some answers with his pitching staff. Kelly entering the bell here, goes to his veteran.
Who got the save in that Xavier win?
Nolan Hughes.
Nolan Hughes.
Fireballer.
Nolan Hughes came out of nowhere earlier today against Connecticut.
Nolan Hughes was known for a little inconsistency. Power pitcher, high 90s velocity, big frame on the mound. Had a great inning, ran into a little trouble, got out of it, and that's the step forward that Billy O'Connor was looking for out of him. And he delivered here today. Good strikeout here for Kelly. Good movement there on the inside portion of the plate. And I think what they've been calling that consistently well inside tonight. Home plate umpire Manny Gonzalez saw Isaac Waxman get tied up twice on a pitch inside. And now Kelly benefits from that inside call.
You know, we got the CWS and CWS baseball account that's tuning in on YouTube saying, hey, you know, it's not an 8-team tournament. Those tournaments have a lot of drama. This tournament has had nothing but drama.
We've had some great drama.
Nothing but. We've had 57 runs. We've had 15 lead changes, and we're on our 4th game. So if you're not having fun, you can go to sleep. Runner at first, 1 out, 1-0. Drilled!
Oh, no.
Deep left field! Jimmy Keenan! The legend of Jimmy grows! St. John's leads!
He's done it again. 2nd day in a row, Keenan destroyed that ball out to left field.
Off the scoreboard!
Yeah, ball up again at the belt. Didn't quite have the movement on it Kelly needed, and that's a no-doubter. That rang. Might have put a couple bulbs out. Keenan might get a little bill for that, but almost cleared that big board out there in left field. Hammered it.
And listen to the Red Storm faithful. That ball, if the scoreboard had not stopped it, was going to land somewhere on Utopia Parkway. Now a jam shot, shallow right, can't make make the play. Here comes the throw to second, and Higgins is a dead duck.
Nice play there by Matt McCormick. That's a tough play running backwards down the line to try to make. Ball hits in fair territory. McCormick has the presence of mind to immediately get up and look towards second base to get that out. But how about the stroke from Keenan?
Mike, I don't know if the last time I saw a ball get out of a park in that much of a hurry. And now Orban drives one out to right field. Playable and caught for the third out. Carter Hendrickson's there. He delivered the walk-off yesterday. Now Jimmy Keenan wastes no time. Kaboom! And the Red Storm up 8-7, and now 3 outs away behind Jimmy Magic.
St. John's University is a Catholic and Vincentian university that elevates you personally and professionally. With a diverse learning community committed to service in New York City, across the country, and around the globe. And alumni partners and employers invested in your potential and future success. Fuel your passions. Find your purpose at St. John's. Education that elevates.
In the world of athletes, where every move counts, setbacks can feel like a mountain to climb. At Rothman Orthopedics, our team of top-notch orthopedic experts are here to get you back to doing what you love, because we specialize in you. We're not just about recovery, we're about rewriting your story. With specialized physicians and unwavering support, we help you rise above adversity. Rothman Orthopedics, the official orthopedic provider of athletes.
St. John's has had a magical season. They've had walk-offs aplenty throughout this year. Ben Beauchamp earlier this year. Touch 'em all. And pandemonium for the Red Storm. And then yesterday, Jimmy Keenan. Jimmy time. A 2-run shot to right. First walk-off homer at the Big East tournament since realignment. And just moments ago, Keenan says, I want to be the Jack Kaiser most outstanding player of this tournament. A 2-run shot, go ahead one to left.
So Keenan's going deep opposite field. Currently pulled that one well down the left field line. The pitching change here for St. John's. Sam Mettert coming on now.
In a big spot, Sam Mettert gets the ball. Mettert, as he takes over here, first appearance of this tournament, he is making his 19th appearance. A 5.66 ERA. He has 5 saves on the year, matched with Jed Boyle for the team lead.
He did get a save against the Musketeers in the regular season series. He just had to do a third of an inning to earn that save.
And he meets Luke Hammond, Matt Dupre, and Grant Stevenson, who naturally have a combined 6 hits in the game. Again, winner of this game moves to championship Saturday at noon on FS1. Loser meets Georgetown in elimination game tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
They have a 2 for 2 tonight. 3 runs scored. This has been the most productive portion of Xavier's lineup tonight, 7, 8, and 9. Two, 3, and 4 tonight for the Musketeers, a combined 0 for 13.
Outside, Sam Mettert now 3 and 1. The 3-1. That's a called strike, and it was a pretty good pitch by Mettert. And Hammond is not happy with that call. Not happy one bit. But he's got to come back back to the box. Hammond 2 for 2. He has reached every time he's been up at the plate. They're setting up inside. 3-2. Way dead and missed. Metter blew it by him.
Big time fastball there for Sam Metter. He brings that fastball between 90 and 94. Went upstairs there and smoked it right past Hammond. Metter also a sinker, 88 to 92, slider 83 to 87, and a change between 85 and 86. So a lot of velo here for Metter.
Foul ball off the bat of Matt Dupre. Sam Metter is from Indianapolis, Indiana. Played 1 season with Wabash Valley College in NJCAA before transferring over. Went to consecutive NJCAA World Series. Pursuing a degree in environmental science, he chose St. John's because of Coach George Brown, the pitching coach, and the way that he makes people become better players and better men. This junior, now in the biggest inning of his career, is trying to shut the door and send St. John's to the Big East title game, and he is firing. Just a third of an inning against Xavier for a save on April the 28th. 0-2 on Dupre. Foul back.
Yeah, Metter aggressively coming right after these Musketeer hitters. 2 outs to go. He's ahead on Dupre, 0-2.
In the dirt, good waste pitch there. And Mike, that was all he threw, that third of an inning for the save. That's it, that's all that they've seen of him. But what a job done by the Red Storm. Their bullpen really keeping them in this game when they were down a run. Ben Adams was phenomenal. 3 innings of scoreless ball from Adams. We both know it's hard to do that against Xavier in this park.
Well, this was the strength for the St. John's team. The length of the bullpen. They're displaying it here.
The 2-2. Foul back. Yeah, you said it. This staff has a 4.17 ERA. That's 13th in the country. Not to mention a top 40 defense fielding percentage-wise. Swung on and missed. Sam I am. 2 outs. The Red Storm are 1 out away from Saturday.
Better, good diving action there, outside portion of the plate. Dupre just a little behind it.
And so,
Hayden Christensen standing in here for the Musketeers.
A pinch hitter here down to their final out.
Christensen, 293, does some great work in the outfield for Xavier this season. Catcher by trade, had to convert over after the Musketeers' injuries. Depleted the outfield core, 34 RBI.
8 home runs. And in this park, you get a hold of one, you never know. But 293 is good for second on the team.
291 hitter with 2 down.
Can he deliver? Outside corner, 1-1. Wow. The catcher, Jimmy Keenan, behind the plate with a walk-off homer yesterday and what could be a game-winning homer in the bottom of the 8th tonight. Christensen hits this in the air, right side, and it just lands in the seats. But now, Sam Metter and the Red Storm pick 6th in the Big East preseason poll. Are 1 strike away from heading to championship Saturday. Listen to the Johnny's faithful. Upstairs.
Good thought there by Metter. Try to get an aggressive hitter, chase one up around the letters.
The 2-2.
Better maybe feeling a little adrenaline here, trying to close this out. He can sense it.
3-2 now on Christensen, the pinch hitter. At 11:46 p.m. Eastern Time, St. John's is a winner, and the Red Storm have plans to fight for a title on Saturday.
Xavier versus number 2 Bullpen. Tomorrow, first pitch scheduled for 4 p.m.
Sam Metter delivers upstairs, taken there by Hayden Christensen, the pinch hitter. Second strikeout for Metter, 9th strikeout for the Red Storm pitching staff here tonight. Big blast again from Keenan, the difference maker. 2-run home run, 8-7. Red Storm, the Red Storm recharge. They're back. And they make their way to the championship series.
St. John's, and it was Jimmy Keenan. Jimmy time yet again with a game-winning 2-run shot in the 8th. Casey's got him.
Jimmy, it seemed like just 24 hours ago you and I were standing right here. I have a bit of deja vu. You come up as the big-time hitter hero again. How did you do it?
I mean, I was sitting one pitch. And like I said last time, I got confidence in the guys behind me, confidence in my coaches, and when you got guys around you like that, it's so easy to go in the box with confidence.
What stood out to you about the way that the Johnnies were able to execute offensively here tonight?
Yeah, I mean, you might see the scoreboard 7-5 and think that we're out of it late in the game, but we always come back. We proved that since day one, so it was no different tonight.
Red Storm are heading to the championship game on Saturday for the first time since 2018. What's the feeling right now?
Oh, it's incredible. We're just going to soak it in until 11:59 tonight, and then come tomorrow, it's all back to work.
Congratulations, Jimmy. Go enjoy this one.
Thank you.
John?
Well, this guy should be enjoying everything about life. Look at the pants right now. He's just been through a battle, but he fights. And Mike Schmaltz, he is clutch.
Big-time players have shown up for the Red Storm throughout the season. You don't know where it's going to come from. The Red Storm get the big blast tonight from Keenan. Second time in this tournament, he's come up huge for the Red Storm late. And the Red Storm moving on. 8-7 victory over the Xavier Musketeers.
So Xavier must play Georgetown tomorrow, 4 Eastern time, right here on the Big East Digital Network to see who will meet St. John's in Saturday's championship series. The Red Storm, the 9-time Big East tournament champs. Keenan does it again. And the Johnnies will aim for their 10th Saturday. They're a winner. For Casey and Mike Schmaltz, I'm John Fansa. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching the Big East tournament. See you tomorrow at 4 for Georgetown and Xavier.
Fresh, warm hot dogs.
When I'm not selling hot dogs, I invest in a fund that advances innovations like robotics.
Fresh, warm hot dogs straight out of my torso. One for you, one for you. Oh, you're a messy one.
Cool, right? So cool.
Anyone can become